here. Pulling up our predictions, and we see I Spy with my little eye.
Yeah.
54%.
Yeah, I'll join in.
Okay.
I think Big Time has great opinions. He's usually correct when it comes to the predictions, but he's just getting a little unlucky.
Some of us predict the world we want to live in. Some of us are creating change with the British. I'm not a passive player in this universe. I'm making things happen. I mean, it's not quite come true. Not yet, but it will eventually.
Berarti hari ini se-match doang.
That's most of them right.
Ini penentuan siapa yang menang lanjut ke ini kan?
Yang kalah pulang.
Ini penentuannya di sini berarti.
Lu ini nggak stream?
Lagi nih.
Alright, well, we're gonna see indeed if we are indeed right as we head into this RX Derby. DRX is taking on PRX for today's match. Let's send it to the stage.
Malam. Ya, sorry, sis. Lihat ya. Guys, hari ini kita watch party, guys. Hari ini cuma satu aja watch party-nya, karena hari ini lower bracket. Jadi penentuan siapa yang akan pulang antara PRX melawan DRX, teman-temanku. Ya.
Dodge udah datang, Dodge.
Belum, besok ya.
Enggak, aku sakit, teman-teman.
Masih di Depok anjing, lama banget.
Jangan lupa jaga kesehatan ya.
Depok ke lu mah udah nanti malam paling.
Biasanya kalau ke gua tuh sore.
Siapa RX sebenarnya? Ini dites di sini, Bro. Siapa RX sesungguhnya?
Kalah kayaknya PRX, Bro.
Mana aja, mungkin next time.
DRX ya lawannya ya.
Ya, semenjak kalah dari RRQ sih udah kayak mana ya, sis?
Ini udah bracket ketiga ya?
Bapil.
Udah nyampe, Blay.
Ya kan?
Hari ini kayaknya.
Gue bilang juga langsung.
Malam live Jan. Malam gak bisa. Ini juga kalau misalnya ada hari ini 2 map, guys, gue paling satu match doang karena malam ada kegiatan.
Gue kan punya ekspedisi, Bro. Jadi gue tahu, Bro.
Jadi ini mumpung sekali lah.
Sampainya di mana?
Only
Jakut.
one will survive this series.
Enggak, maksudnya sekarang posisinya di mana?
As we saw last week,
udah
DRX
di
are
sini,
evolving
udah di
and
Citra.
adapting and looking to be one step ahead all the teams in Pacific. But are they one step ahead of PRX? Can last year's kickoff champions claim their trophy once
Udah pasti menang DRX.
Kayaknya
ya. Itu loh kayaknya ya.
Balik, Bro.
Katanya mau main game random. Nanti ya. Kalau udah enakan. Orang keren emang lagi bapil sih ya kan, anjir. Pokoknya setahu gue yang bapil minggu ini tuh orang terkeren, dewasa, bijaksana, tampan, rupawan, dermawan, dan bijaksana. Udah.
Anjir, kenapa ya?
Makanya lu colok-colok hidung lu, Dodge, biar pilek.
Enggak, emang gue emang lagi bapil juga.
Oh, lu juga. Nah, kecuali yang sakit gigi. PRX baru under semua, butuh lu aja. Ntar lah, gue ganti 55, gue sendiri gue bantai aja.
Expectations were at an all-time high. They found themselves though down here in the lower bracket, on the brink of elimination, having to put yet
Halo Amelia.
lower bracket run together if they want to make
Udah
it to
bad
Masters.
They really want this revenge match against DRX as well, or it will be the same story as champs. You do not want to get knocked out of the
Dari
tournament by
orang
DRX
Rusia sekarang.
before you reach your goal 2 times
Putri,
in a row.
thank you Putri.
Absolutely. Both of these teams know each other so well. At this point, they've taken on each other numerous times here on the Pacific
Sama
stage.
Ungu, baby.
And now with new additions to the
Heaven
roster,
Caro mode.
They're hoping that these slightly
Halo Eka.
different flavors are gonna give them an edge.
Tapi ya Invi menurut lu gimana Jan?
Yeah, absolutely. We take a look again.
Invi menurut gue
at
oke.
this veto. I predicted PRX and I love
Ya,
this
tapi
veto for them. I feel like they've
kalau lagi bagus
targeted
bagus
the
banget,
map
kalau lagi
and
cacat
do quite well if they get both
cacat
Haven
banget.
and Corrode
Tapi
in my
bagus.
mind, where we saw DRX make these changes, bringing the breach out on Haven, the KO out on Corrode. I feel
Support
like
tim mana nih?
they're gonna look to
PRX.
hope DRX play them again and have those
Tapi
counters
setiap gua
ready.
stream PRX tuh kalah wise ya.
Feeling good about DRX in this veto in particular. I'm kind of questioning why
Kenapa ya? Oh Master
Iya,
enggak sih.
even earlier when it
Enggak, karena ini semua ada di gua, PRX tangan tuh ada di gua.
when they've had
Sis.
such success in the off-season, why haven't they been confident enough
Ntar,
to
guys.
pull this out
Eh,
against somebody else?
siapapun
Yes,
on cam
now
dulu
that
dong.
DRX starting out on the attacking side, they are choosing
Gua
to
mau
play
matiin
into
kamera
the
dulu.
strong side of
Belum
PRX,
gua.
and that tells me that they are confident in
Sade.
their attack with the double initiative.
Lu mau ngapain?
And they have
Belum
a
mabat
good game
dulu.
plan for PRX's comp here.
Terus?
Gua
They
matiin
play the same
kameranya
comp that
dulu.
they played in the off-season.
Yeah, I mean,
Ya,
that's the
menurut
question
aku
is,
berapa
will
detik,
they
Mas?
mix it up from what we
Gua
saw
baru
from
bangun
the
parah
offseason?
lagi.
Will DRX mix it up? Will they go back to double
Ntar, guys.
duelist? We really don't know because both these teams have proven to be very flexible, showing a variety of styles already at kickoff. So it makes the prep work for both of these
Vali
teams
dulu,
Vali,
very,
Val.
very difficult, but it makes Haven very, very interesting for us.
Yeah, for sure. Are we seeing? Yes, we are. We're seeing the tail
Okay.
breach on the side of DRX, and we're seeing that Yoru, Phoenix, and the Chamber on the side of PRX, just like we saw in the offseason.
Yeah, this is exactly what we've seen from them
Chamber.
in that offseason. We've seen Jing on this Phoenix last week. I kind of love this pick. Divide back on that Chamber. This to me feels quintessentially Paper Rex, and that's what I want to see from them.
This first half is going to be very important. In
Yes.
both of the off-season games, Paper X dominated on the defensive side and then only needed to win pistol bonus to win the other the other half rather. Whereas you see DRX's game against Zeta, they had a 9-3 attacking side. Despite playing single duelist double initiator, their attack was much better, quite similar to what you saw on Corrode against Full Sense.
Yep. Which way is the momentum going to swing as we step into our first map of the day? We are stepping into Haven, over to Quack and Komodo.
Thank you very
Tapi
much, Des.
jujur-jujuran
Yes,
aja,
Sam
Dad,
Quack, this is
gua
Komodo, and
butuh
we are
banget
kicking
inisiator
things
gua
off
nih.
with the RX Derby, of course. Any thoughts so
Ya
far on the
kan?
compositions? Thoughts? Yeah,
Sabar ya?
thoughts. No,
Sabar
I
ya?
mean, like, it's fine. If you're
Gua
coming
kemarin
into
ini
this
gua
elimination match and you're changing a lot of things, you're
total
always going to
10
be taking
match
a risk. I
sebelum
think
ini
we're
ya,
starting to see a little
10
bit of a
match,
new
1
style for
kalah,
DRX that is good
9
for
menang.
them. So you
Terus
kind of
sekarang
got
lagi
guns going into
5
this match. For
loss
those that
streak
might just be
gua
joining us right now for this match,
berturut-turut.
this is an elimination
for-
game, but it's
for
also not like
you.
you go straight into that best of 5 qualification next.
Dan gua
You gotta wait for the
baru
next series
pikir
as
kayak,
well. The loser of T1 and
gua nggak ada
DFN will
init
play the
gua
winner of this
yang
series.
terbaik.
It really is a bit of a
Ya,
lower bracket run for these two
emang.
teams.
Butuh
And
gua
for
kalau
PRX,
support.
they've been in these lower bracket runs before, right? They started off in that lower seed, they ended up winning Toronto, but DRX...
Let's go.
Padahal pas 9 kali menang itu juga nggak ada lu sebenarnya, tapi kan kayak ini karena ini nggak ada init gua. Karena init gua nggak ada.
Tadi mana Jan? Ada nih Discord.
If anyone was watching the off-season as well, you might already recognize that there is a very small change to Paper X's comp actually. It was the Astro for Forsaken that was being run. So there's a slight change which I actually think
Ingat-ingat
leads into
coba
a little
PRX
bit more pace
kalahnya.
with the Omen for them
Tuh,
right
kalau
now,
ada dua.
but also just more awareness to be with the team. So I think that's going to be very interesting as well to see what is slightly adapted in towards this one. And for the pistol, it's going to be very
Tapi kenapa ya
important
PRX
from
under?
what we've seen.
Ya, belum aja
Rounds
sih.
for me
Gua.
is really
Sini
meat
menyalanya.
potatoes in this series.
That's what we all want to look out for. We're kicking
Woo.
things off for now. DRX on the attack, just hovering
Jing,
around
sendiri.
grass, but already Paper X itching for the gunfight. Look at Defy with the headhunter.
Yeah, I mean, you've already got this Hayo
Invi
slide
dapet
into
dong.
C-Long at the
Dengan
moment.
cara main dia
So
sebelumnya
One
itu.
Salvo and the Sheriff, we're going to have to see what he's
Invi
going to
dapat
be able to
ini.
potentially do as
Kalau gak dapet sih.
Envy is playing up a
Ah, itu
first
dong.
frag on a Hermes, and it's just a battle in mid now.
Yeah, they're all pushing up actually, all the way through
Nice,
window as
Invi.
well.
Nice,
Envy
Invi.
feels the extra confidence with the reinforcements coming
Mako.
through to continue pushing past, but unfortunately Jing goes down just by a bit. Forsaken now
Nice.
going for the pinch, and that leaves Mako stranded, really.
Yep. Not a lot of utility for anyone to be using right now. It's just gunshots ablaze. Everyone looking at it, and they're very individual at the moment, aren't they, as well? Unfortunately,
Bap.
Marco
Nah,
taken
itu
down.
loh.
That is an unorthodox
Akhirnya
pistol,
pistol round ya.
but Paper X really taking the fight to DRX to start things off. We'll keep it mellow as
Oh,
well.
belum
Start things
matiin
off
ini
nicely.
baby.
Yeah, it's
Masuk membershipnya gimana sih? Masuk membership.
I don't know. Marco
Pencet join.
With the whole round playing out this way, Envy pushing all the way up. It's tough. It's unexpected. DRX tends to go for this really sort of, I guess, passive reactionary style.
Waktu itu Hyunmin ya yang make pala ini ya? Pala Gecko. Oh iya. Bahaya nih.
I mean, skirmish is skirmish. I think at the end of the day,
Pakai kupluk gitu.
regardless of the way that one went, this veto would be, you'd feel pretty okay about it. For me as well, I'm thinking about Haven, this A orb for someone like Jing, right? On the Phoenix, a low orb
sekarang mah
count.
terlalu main gitu, WG-nya mulai kurang. Itu karena terlalu sering WG-gaming sih kalau kata gue, makanya mereka jadi kesulitan. Musuh-musuhnya udah tahu cara ngekontrolnya guys. Nah karena Envy di sini dapat 3, bab. Apa?
Bisa menang master menurut gua karena gak terlalu W-gaming.
Ya kan? Util juga kan? Nice Jing. Kayaknya.
Maaf.
Ya Allah force. Ya Allah Davai. Ini kenapa nge-weave semua nih?
Plant's not too bad for DRX to go in towards their first buy round as well right now, so we'll see what their first attacking installment will look like and how structured they are going to be in this series as well, right? We've already seen DRX be playing this map of Haven against Zeta Division, as Pilsky was highlighting as well, right? You feel pretty confident coming out of that series when you have some comp changes coming through and everything's kind of going your way on the attacking side. A slight hiccup in this map right now for DRX's side, dropping the pistol, dropping the second, but as I said with the plant, we'll see how potent this buy will be for them when you do consider that PRX do have the runner back. That's why I was mentioning that earlier on, such a cheap ult to be able to get out, to have potential mass impact.
Especially on maybe retakes or just info gathering if you do so choose, but right now DRX angling towards A split.
Something again up through C. See that last round, see it this round, all of the information that you want for PRX to come towards this A side.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, just hearing all the information going through. So something will be able to TPO cross
Masih
over to the
bermain
team. Envy though, kind of pinned down for now. He's still looking for shots with the Sheriff. Jing does arrive just in time to do enough damage. Everyone will be waterfalling on the top of the window now. And that's exactly where PRX managed to strike back. Picking up the bonus.
Yeah, flooding in towards the site before the plant can even be established. That's just the power that something on this Yoru is going to be presenting on this map for us right now. And again, for something who has had a very shaky kickoff as well, right? Our star-starter player of the 2025 season is in the middle of the pack, essentially, when it comes to players in Pacific this time around. So we're trying to see comfort levels and really shot levels at the end of the day to come out from him. So if he's able to be having the impact,
di apanya sih, Dats?
Bloknya di atas tuh, blok hitam.
Blok hitam
di belakang.
Oh, waktunya.
Iya,
kenapa emang? Bagus ah.
How much do you snowball with on this defensive side?
Polos gak sih sama warna gak sih?
Technically, you should be snowballing so much.
I mean,
jadi nggak perfect
it's
mulai
call it a broken state of affairs of Valorant at the moment that we probably maybe need to see some changes coming in a little bit later on.
Satu aja.
Right now, though,
Terbaik dia tuh nggak pernah under
says.
says.
All the way in through the side. But of course, you do have that duelist coming through. Instant curveball into the side.
Oh, lari baby.
All around, even into the corner space.
Nice banget.
It's just Mako with the Sheriff. Perhaps looking for pot shots through the smoke. Now another to his name. Set himself up another sort of one-way.
Oh,
Freddy. Punished for that.
It's an attempt at the end of the day, but Devi's watching that from up above, just a firing.
Dia jam segini banget nih. Iya, mulainya emang jam segini guys kalau watch party.
4-0 for PRX. Not needing too much coach intervention just yet, you would say, unless the next gun round that you do have spirals out of control. Because if PRX are going to be, as we know, PRX are happy to take the gunfights, and all 5 members on this stage right now are feeling sharp, and everything's flowing, they are going to continue to float on that stream and continue to take these fights.
Terus ini kalau yang menang, ini ya dia.
Terus lower terus.
Masih lower. Gue pikir ini penentuan kayak siapa yang ini dapat tiketnya.
Masih lama kok follower.
Follower masih lama. Terus kenapa hari ini satu doang, Cok? Karena gue malam ada kegiatan, mereka tahu kah?
Follower butuh 2 menang lagi abis ini. Misalkan menang butuh 2 lagi buat lolos master. Masih lama ini.
Malam live aja. Enggak, malam guys.
Oh, bagus Hermes posisinya Jing.
Oh, Hermes pemain baru ini ya?
Iya, kayaknya dari akademi dah.
Baru lihat gue Hermes.
Yeah, a little bit of time
Oh,
for now, but still
cipokan.
able to hold
Oh,
around C-Link for now, and there goes the kill. It's not the 2 that we were thinking of. Jing is still alive. However, it's now instantly a 2v5. PRX can't really respond in this situation. The best I can hope for is this kill against Hermes and then a save. Hunting down Hermes right now, but look at how he backtracks all the way into spawn.
Yeah, doesn't even get that kill, unfortunately. Jing Devi will hold the operator in towards the next round. I'm not exactly sure if he did take a pot shot with that
Happy
one.
birthday ya, Mama Shakila.
The save call, so it might be, not noted that it's going to be in possession, but with the money situation of PRX, you just assume that there's going to be an operator in play anyways for Devi. We'll see how impactful he is going to be with this weapon as well, because we only generally see him opt for it when he is playing the, we'll call him agents outside of his pool,
Deg-degannya kayak gimana ya orang-orang turnamen ini?
Change-ups if it's going to work for PRX. It's the same established start of utility over at A-Long. The same flash combo to come out from PRX, the same scaling, and to send something over towards the C site where this time it's not going to be Absent. The operator and Devi already on the line as Invi grabs a orb. And the Nightfall available for this B potential retake again.
Yeah, still quick take from DRX though. We'll see how they can possibly respond or anticipate some of these ultimates. So far, Nightfall getting sent through. A blaze wall into side as well, but look at Mako.
Oh, you're gonna have to just take these fights.
Wah, something mati nih. Di something teh apa timing no goreng.
All of these kills. Evaded the Nightfall, went back into the fights as well. It's a tough one for PRX. 2 players alive, and they still want to hold on to the op as well. So
Aduh, mati deh OP-nya nih.
hang back, but Freeing does manage to hold the right angle against Devi.
Itu loh Aisyah.
Yeah, feels very comfortable again for Freeing in my sort of picture of him right now, and this Teo is back on play. You always just feel like you associate an agent with a player, and for me it's Freeing on this Teo when we throw it back towards
4-2 oke lah.
Introduction to Valorant
Cukup.
last year. I'm sort of kind of meandering on this for DRX as well, right? Because this composition can be very telegraphed when you drop that breach utility, when you drop in that Teo utility, you're generally trying to execute on the back of it and not wait for any refresh time for breach, because Teo has none.
Tadi hujannya.
So the fact that DRX are kind of able to get in towards these sites over towards C, get these plants down.
Gak tahu.
Unless
Daerah kali.
PRX are already there to take the fights, they're going to either decide
dia ada di
to
Discord
flood
ini,
retake
anjing.
early or quick retake after plant, and not really being able to do so too much now. You would assume for DRX in the 2 rounds that they've
Something dapat 3 dong minimal.
Bap. Nah, not really. Immediate decapitation.
No sir.
Emang under aja sih istilahnya kayaknya sih.
Just DRX going in, especially PRX.
Tadi aku cuma ngomong.
Suaraku udah nggak?
Steps away, needs paranoia, but still tucked into the smokes. Looks for the right opportunity to possibly thwart the spike plant. Managed to take down Mako as well.
Devi.
Has ammo to go for a little bit more.
That was close.
Planted just yet. They know the retreat from
Nice.
Freeing has
Devi.
as well.
Sorry.
But a 1
Ace kah?
versus 2, Freeing does
Itu berapa?
have a drone and the Armageddon available with crosshair
Devi
placement.
Ace.
Di mana, Val?
Has to be
Di
superior
ini,
right now
Merauke.
because Devi has already showcased that in this
Apa?
mate. He's got a 4.
Kereta dia.
Devi is looking for the ace.
Yeah, it's
Sumpah
not a
gak?
heater for sure. Could even potentially play for bait
Bohong
around with his
Iya.
Freeing though. Into the right
Mungkin
spot.
tuh gue di kamar
Devi
mandi.
could lose, so heads up duel, but it's not gonna happen.
Ace from Davai. Menyala dia, Pak.
We'll go up to 5 rounds.
I believe that's the 11th ace
Nggak,
coming through in
suaraku nggak masuk
Pacific
ke
at this
situ.
kickoff so far. So well done, Devi,
Oh, gitu.
being able to pick up that
Gede
one on
banget
the
nih.
Nice, Val.
chain. Because, you know, for me, The chamber is all about being able to tap heads and shoot your opponents on this sentinel line, and well, he's just been able to do that. So well done for the Predator Ace coming Devise away.
Fall.
And around Paper X, where you think maybe DRX would have with a player opener, by the way, a 3 versus 5 for Paper X, be able to establish a plan, defend it. Unlucky for DRX. Because it's also funny that Paper X
let's go boys.
they're the team that has 5 versus 3 advantages and drops them. So a bit of their own medicine, throw the way to DRX.
Let's go boys.
Slight half buy for Paper X as well, but moving on, do have the headhunter, the tour de force.
Pede dah kalau udah gini overpick langsung.
DRX
Til.
being quite cautionary around a lot of these corners. Still though, Paper X continue to scale up a lot of
Overpick aja mungkin kali.
Gak bisa diambil.
Timing Teh nih. Selalu loh, kasihan banget something, Cok. Dia tuh kayaknya terlalu overthinking gitu loh dia. Oke, gua hold dulu berapa detik di sini deh. Takutnya muncul. Itu jadinya timingnya jelek terus.
Jago.
Dia mah confident lah. Jing. Mantap.
Trying to off-put DRX, but now when the dust settles, it's Jing.
Yeah, losing some members in the whole process of it.
Ribet suaranya. Panval lagi nanti ya.
Exactly where he is or where he could show up from. So the cage comes down, makes it a little bit more difficult.
Setelah tanggal 15 lah.
As well, just has to come down to
how the slices the pie.
If Jing got that kill, got one of them in the 1 versus 2, he has the ult, the runner back, and it would have given him another life to try and make that retake happen. A very play for DRX over towards the beginnings of A, and then turning up the pace with the trades coming out from Hyunmin, getting in, getting out, and 2 heavy ults invested in this round as well. Not in tandem either, by the way. 2 different lines of sight coming out from the Waylay ult and the Teo ult. But they do manage to get in towards the site and hold it as well, DRX, so keeping this one.
Jerawat kebosannya. Dia nih sumpah gara-gara pakai kacamata, Cok. Kelamaan. 4 hari gue nggak lepas kacamata. Tidur pakai.
Mandi pakai.
Mandi juga pakai. Pasti gue kalau Jerawat tuh kalau nggak di sini nih. Ini di sini. Nggak di sini.
Risky business though to hang around the cage when it drops in the open against an operator perhaps though, as the bite will find him in that very moment.
They have to get the plant down now. You spent so many players, so many resources to try to get the spike in, but then you get stalled.
Oh, ulti ya, gue pikir itu orangnya. Oke. Dave dapat dong. Silanya. Lap. Nice.
Ganteng.
Dia
gak mungkin dong.
Itu loh. Bisa sih ini winnable sih untuk PRX sih. Bisa sih.
Ya. Kita lihat nanti di korot. Kayaknya udah menang lah ini mah. 9-3 ini 9-3. Coba deh. Menurut kalian berapa? Tebak skor, predik.
Iya, Tiara.
Looking to kind of dry waltz in towards the B side at that point in time because they've already lost a couple of key members. Again, this breach Teo comp, it has some power, but it has some falterings as well. If you're not able to have that initial set of utility gain advantage. 3 to 6
Dodge. Map ini berapa Dodge?
Oh iya, sumpah di gue gede loh.
Are they going to be able to get something better than a 3-9 half perhaps?
You would think Paper X is anticipating some of these potential plays.
Oh ininya gue nggak
jelas. 9 deh.
Coba Jan berapa Jan?
Apaan? 13-3 aja udah nggak sih? 13-3.
Coba deh.
Tenang.
13-6. Gue 13-6.
Coba ade berapa deh?
Have looked a lot better for DRX, but you're coming up against dub games.
Bagus baju PRX yang ini.
That probably isn't gonna work. Oh my god. So we'll see if it does, and I'm just, flapping my mouth. This is gonna be a very important round for DRX on the back of that timeout though.
13-12 gue.
Econ as well.
Bisa tolong.
just a bit with Divine peeking his head
Gua
through
13-6.
Garage.
Yeah, drone timing is nice as well. You don't really want to
Ya kena.
through Garage's Divine when you don't call
13-7 for PRX.
Oke.
Oke. Dari Dan itu ya.
Hold that singular line. As you mentioned the Rolling Thunder earlier on, that's going to be the
Ulti dia
entryway
langsung,
into this
something.
seaside as well. We're scoping out things as something, finding all of the info.
It's also kind of throwing them a lot of nerves. Oh, Jing able to sidestep it away. And now something, especially having infiltrated towards the back, makes things so much more difficult for DRX. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Bane
Si Dapa
really
nice.
find yourself out of that spot. You can't
Dapa
let
menyala.
PRX continue onward with this onslaught.
It's a good ult to come out from something there as well with that dimensional drift, just confirming all presence of members from DRX. And I'm very, very surprised that Marco decides to stick that ultimate
9-3 comeback ini
to the
percaya sama gua.
seaside there as well. I mean, from his POV, the two PRX members aren't looking at him. But then the moment
Iya bagus sih jersey ini, better sih.
well, Jing just spots
Betul lah.
Unlucky, mate. Nice try. A valiant attempt.
Bagus ya ini Bang Dodge jersinya.
Amin oke lah. Amin oke.
Oke. Maksudnya yang pertama kemarin tuh apa Jitu ya?
Itu terbawa kalau gitu.
Jitu. Enggak sih. Benjivis tuh di mana Benjivis? TH sih gua. Putih.
Really tough to find the right rhythm as well. Perhaps you're trying to go back in,
Kalau nggak
gain some
hitam.
space across the map.
They will drone in towards
Main sama
Garage.
abang. Enggak mas, lagi mas party aja sih nyantai nih.
So they are pathing correctly, technically, DRX in this round, but just very nice shot from Tobias start things off.
Just look at where PRX are positioned, anticipating all of these plays. They know the drone was coming through. They just set themselves up just right as the Waylay does fly on through. Now it's Forsaken into the corner off top of logs and instantly decimating 3 more players. Just the last one left, and Free goes down into the ground. It's a flawless for PRX.
Envious had a couple of good haunts over towards this C site as well. The reveals in that round, and won a couple previous as well, getting some good reveals and some good shots from PRX. Just easy free kills in those moments in time. There's that 8-3 to come on through as we move into the last round of the half. We're going to see some adjustments come through from DRX because it felt a little bit flat now that the rhythm has been found for PRX. We're not seeing this potency that comes out from the game against Zeta Division, where I feel like you got a new comp coming on through, you're adjusting that one. There was no tape for Zeta to really rely on. PRX had tape coming in towards this series.
Sofa aja pusing.
Still enough. Not to mention, I mean,
Gua.
players on these agents too. Jing on
Mati dong, Yunmin. Bab.
time and different results into the smokes. Hyunmin able to take down one with a hot hand, still able to burn him alive. Bane to trade back.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a loose spray at the end there
Skin
from
itu
Jing.
anjing.
Unlucky that he wasn't able to win
ini.
that one, as it's a 3 versus 4. Forsaken has gone into where the opponents buy their guns. A little bit of a lurk from Bane on 5 HP with the 25 regen shields. He can activate a little bit later on.
Bisa.
Davai bisa kena tahu nih. Lihat nih Davai bisa kena.
Oh my goodness, now it's a 2v4.
Dia 5 HP.
Forsaken though, still a chance
Nice.
as he
Okay,
hops
good
on
shit.
through window.
Good chase itu sumpah. Dia tahu ada satu di situ.
Pings him as well.
Itu di belakang dia.
Eyeing down the corner, calling for reinforcements. Something goes through, but unfortunately goes down as well. Special delivery spent, but this is all costing Forsaken valuable time where DRX managed to ward it back.
Unfortunate that the frag wasn't found from something in that moment in time because Freeing's not even trying to focus on finding the frag. He's driving
sini nggak akan comeback kalau penpat.
Away from Bane to be able to re-wrap around through the window. Really well done from Freeing to recognize that, or for Bane to call it, whichever way that one has played on out.
Terbakar dia.
But it was a round sorely needed for DRX to keep good potential in this map. Love the patience to come through from Forsaken in that one as well, but yeah, just really unfortunate that they're not able to dislodge Free from his spot. Waiting for Bane to come out with a wrap. So 4-8 in favor of PRX as we exchange halves. And we also finally get to really see what the defenses are, or rather what the attack is going to look like for PRX in this composition right now, because the last 2 times that they did play this comp, where Merited was the Astra instead of the Omen, and it was an off-season event, we didn't see too much of a need on the attacking side from them, as they were able to close those ones up flawlessly against G2 and Gen G. So what do they really have up their sleeve on this map for this comp as well?
Perhaps different showings.
Some good floods, some good flashes, you know, trying to facilitate something to dive on in with Jin being the second layer perhaps. I think the way that we've seen him pilot his Phoenix at time, he is really starting to learn the Blaze Wall and the utility through that with the team as well. There's some really good timing that I've liked from him on this Phoenix utility. And honestly, just being a nuisance with it. Because you got the opponents that always have to kind of imagine, when is that going to come around the corner? Are we going to be able to find the right timing to dodge the flash? Is there going to be another flash to come through from somewhere? I think it's a very versatile composition that PRX are running on this map right now. And you've also got the consistency from Defy coming through on the chamber. I mean, it's just been gorgeous. Speaking of, he does get traded, but he comes out with a shot first as well.
Yeah, so it's rather even for now, but still.
Oke banget sih ini.
For DRX to try to rethink if they want to.
Ini mati nih baru.
They will continue to clear on up. They see nothing there, but they hear all the footsteps up close towards ceiling right now. Hot hands gets tossed.
Ih, ganggu banget Phoenix-nya si Jing ya.
Gotta be careful of this flank that's coming through from Hyunmin as well up at the front of the mid
Lava kan selalu timing tapi dia orangnya.
Nah,
kan? Dia kan selalu timing. Nah, itu loh.
Hermes gets taken down. Now Hyunmin's been spotted out. He's still able to take down another as well, but unfortunately not enough up against something who will survive with 15 HP.
Something sih jelek banget timingnya, dibikin deg-degan tai.
To come out from something in that round, and I'm getting flashbacks right now to the GE game for PRX as well. You find both pistols, you started to snowball, but the rifle rounds is what we needed to see delivered from you guys in that series. That didn't happen too much. They still get the job done at the end of the day. The skin of the teeth. But in this one, we've seen a lot more decisive calls come out on that defensive side. So the second round, not going to be present with weaponry for DRX. So we'll wait for 15 perhaps, unless we see a Thrifty come out here.
Map keduanya korot ya.
Then it is for PRX. What do you have up your sleeve on this attacking side? And I think for me, more importantly, it's for DRX. It's for this team that has been around for the longest time. For these players that have tasted victory on the brink of elimination right now on this map of Haven. Do you have more than 4?
Certainly need it. Or it could just bank everything on the upcoming map right now. Sticking together, trying to go Midas right all the way through the flanks.
Bisa.
That will trademark on the ground as well.
Lima-limanya.
Invis protecting with the Guardian.
Lima-limanya flank aja.
Lethal weapon, especially with his mechanics as well.
Kenapa dia ngambil si itu dah?
At the same time, but now it's something's turn. Did he just smack the table?
That's good timing actually on that dark cover as well, because it makes it a little bit harder for Bane to get the utility.
Oh, di smoke sama teman sendiri tuh.
Where he just gets removed from the equation as well. You do need to die.
Hujan nggak ya? Enggak, udah hujannya.
Something is just doing them without vision at the moment.
Woi, per second nggak ketahuan.
Making a fool of things.
Gebrak meja, terus loncat anjing.
Not finding too much in that round, just the single frag, and now hopefully we get the answers to the questions that I posed a little bit earlier on. What do DRX have for us on this defensive side? Is it going to be more than 4?
Dia kalau masih hold di situ aja.
Working the map from DRX. We didn't see that too much on the attacking side. I was looking for a bit more mid-rounding, a bit more inserts, but you can tell that PRX have done their prep for this series. They were not allowing DRX to do what was successful in the last couple of series with Bane's leadership. So it's really good for PRX coming in towards this specific map right now.
They're pushing mid, boys. Can jumping or what?
Good start for the bonus though. Come in.
Can we touch the grass first, boys? I'm gonna try to break grass ship. Go.
Let's just divide down. First gun round for DRX. Spread across the map. Happy with the Cypher utility over at the seaside, as it's going to start to be a little bit of scoped action in towards Garage. The Prowler sent in to see if anything is there.
Because Jing was calling for the garage trip, and now thinking to go somewhere else. Perhaps a little telling of what DRX's setup might be.
It's a bit risky though for something. He was hanging around that sea site with a smoke permitted by Forsaken to at least help him like destroy some of that util. Cam didn't break a trip. As Hyunmin is just breaking heads. Job's done for him in this round.
Some as well. Yeah, this entire round is, I don't think going to be able to do too much. Not to mention Mako pushing all the way through now.
This is just a situation with DRX that you don't overcomplicate things and give opportunities to PRX.
Uh-oh.
Di flick anjing.
Slight opportunity for Mako.
Maybe 20 seconds to go, and Bane is aware of the possibility of them coming through, but they hear the footsteps in the garage. They want to try and shake Forsaken. Something does get on this B line, but again, I mentioned Bane has to be aware of this one. It's smart decision.
Something kan jelek timingnya. Nah itu dah.
No way of entry into this B side.
Anti
It's a tough
ball.
angle to clear. Multiple angles, that is, as you step through into B site. Comes down, Forsaken, banking everything onto the spike plant inside of the smoke, but that's also where
yang penting planting lah.
a bit of timing to go on through.
You get the plant down as Forsaken, so I guess you'll take that as a sliver of
Bukan 800, bukan 300.
as well. But a good pass mark for DRX.
300 mah 1000 mah. Udah kalau gitu gua masuk planting.
Convergent paths as well for Hyunmin on the back with some individual brilliance from him.
Ini Phantom ini sih emang.
So trying to maximize what they can do for their chances in this lower bracket run. A nice flick to come through from something.
Oh, that's rare.
And it's a rare reaction from Alex because it's not
Tumben happy dia, bro.
Iya.
Yeah, thank you
Senyum
for
dia.
stating why I said that. But still, we'll see if PRX does manage to cover. Now on to the operator.
Tapi kan biasanya PRX
Now on the C
kutukan
line, we'll see
12.
if Hermes
Kan
is
yang
going
Razor
to
yang
fall
luar,
prey to
Bang.
it.
Oh iya.
You got something with the dimensional drift as well. You can draw attention away from the team, or you can start to sniff out if there's any opponents. The double swing
Nice.
dry is ambitious, don't get me wrong, from DRX, and now they might actually pay the price because of it. Bane will
Nice.
fall off
Yeah, it's just so strong, especially with the ultimates coming through as
Good
well.
mood gitu ya kan?
Managed to
Enak
seize
liatnya, Cok.
control over the site. 2v3. Hyunmin.
Manis sih
Well,
Alex
Yamin
kalau
might have the
senang.
ultimate. Bane might have a bit of utility, but you got no smokes. You're against Jing with the run
Malam lah
back.
papanya,
He's
malam
still got
ini
2
nggak live
flashes
guys.
and the blaze. You got something with flashes as well, and more importantly for me, you've got Forsaken. You got one-way smokes available that I believe he's just even thrown early. So this is just going to be untenable for DRX to get a retake happening. They probably should go for a bit of a save.
Yeah, realistically
Akankah?
speaking, all the timing as well for Forsaken to possibly plant himself around garage. It's another
Halo
spot that you
Rafiki.
have to worry about. So turning the left around, throw your bodies into the site, and it just goes down into the abyss.
Ulti sama dia
PRX
sih.
move up to 11.
You do draw out the runner back, so I guess you'll
Nggak
take
salah
that a little
katanya,
bit as DRX,
Heaven.
but you are missing substance in this map right now. You're missing rounds, mate.
Pilihan
5 of them
DRX
so
kan?
far.
Iya.
Rencananya di
I
band
understand the
sama
risk to
PRX.
go for the dry swing
Anjing
there
iya juga
with
ya.
no confirmation of, you know, opponent's positions and no
Kemarin nggak
favorable
les.
circumstances.
Pantu nanya
It
atau
is
apa
a
tuh?
very risky duel to go in for that swing. And PRX were kind of just ready for that as well.
Bagus
No one
jadinya
had
mau
brought out
ih.
utility just yet for PRX. They were ready with their guns
Langsung aja.
for some sort of play from
Langsung deh, kayak deh.
DRX.
Reach.
It's an elimination match as well. I can only imagine the pressure that some of these players might be feeling.
Tinggal nunggu turnamen
of course,
upgrade saja sih guys.
It's not like DRX have been in these situations before, right?
Selesai
been
cepet
in
hari ini.
eliminations
Belum tentu bro.
positions
Ini
before
korot loh.
at
Itu loh
the
korot.
highest of moments too, right?
Korot sih.
James, for example, most recently.
Turnamen
They
ini.
come into this map, into this veto, you know, Haven, we hadn't seen it really picked from
Indo
PRX
sih nggak
just yet.
mungkin ya,
It's
pasti
been floated
telat
a couple
loh.
of times.
Sampai mana
They've
kayak
gone
kan
elsewhere, for
main lo
example,
berdua.
Breeze when Haven
mana
was
sama
open, and we've
Kyle.
seen some
Ya.
instabilities from them.
Nanti
Maybe
sama
we
Kanjut.
could say that they were
Fuck, dia
happy
lagi.
with it because of their swing
Six.
results, something like that, but they do opt
Cacat
for
dia tuh
Haven in
cowok.
this one.
Nanti
And DRX, alright,
save.
Corrode. Nice
Kamu
choice.
kena
I like that for you
kutukannya.
guys, but we've also seen growth from
Yalah.
PRX too. So when you do think about the veto,
Kanjut ngajakin live itu
PRX,
sebetulnya malam ini cuman
it's
nggak
nice
bisa.
for you guys, but for DRX, it's not too.
Jangan tanggapannya RRQ menang jauh dari PRX kemarin. Bagus banget sih.
So this
Ya,
time,
aman
just
banget.
has to come up with the goods in round 17.
Kata
You
Intiar
got the
kena
Rolling
poin
Thunder, you got
sih.
the Convergent Passes. To have access to it
Wow, tercek baby.
freeing is probably requesting a
Wah,
weapon
nice flash. Nice flash.
in some way, shape, or form. He's just charged with holding the A site by himself.
Dia nggak
As
beban,
there's
guys, cuman
walk down
kutukannya
scene
itu
from
loh.
Hermes and
Jago mah jago
That's a
dia.
rough.
Davai lagi PDOP terus sih.
Unbelievable. The weapon
Si Kiting
so
dekat
far
sama
away as
Mr.
well.
Aaron ya?
So PRX instantly TPing across.
And now you feel you have to do something as freeing as well. You've lost the territory over towards C. You sent Hyunmin over there that gets
Ya,
smoked
selalu
up.
timing aja sih orang ini tuh.
You
Gak pernah
feel
ngecek
you
corner.
have something here
Gak pernah
for
apa.
But it's gonna be
Ya,
Marco.
itulah.
To start off over in
Clap!
mid, and now it's
Loh.
gonna be Bane, and maybe a second layer of freeing over
Aku
in A.
juga nonton stream gerak.
So utility as well to kind of play around the spike plant. Convergent paths will initiate. Bane does come through as well with the frag. But there goes the life, still hanging back. The spike, though, might be unretrievable, especially with Rogue going through. Bane still continuing to hold the angle.
Nice.
PRX from coming online, but Defy will push through. Freeing finally makes his presence known, and then it's Jing's turn.
There's an opportunity here for Freeing. He was the one with only that pistol, remember, but some damage done and a reposition as well. Jing with the plant. Do you think he wraps towards spawn when this angle is no, even bloody matter, mate. Freeing coming down the sewers, and he is just going to drown Jing. That is a lifeline of a round for DRX.
Yeah, mate. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. The way that Freeing managed to swing around the different spots made it so undetectable for Jing. So
Vali.
well played. It will save them
PRX.
from
Mana aja, Be.
And operator to be brought into the next round as
Lambat
well.
gak?
It's a bit of a
Lambat apa?
lifeline.
Lambat ku
It's an
sadar.
investment of those
Say!
two ultimates that I mentioned coming in towards the round, but you had to dig deep to find that round. It was essentially a buy round, right? The 4 rifles purchased for DRX, it was just because Freeing didn't have enough money to get the proper weapon up there in his own hands. You gotta have to be playing with rounds, with
Mukanya itu loh.
potential swings on Econ as well.
Mungkin yang geser-geser. Ada gyroscope-nya anjing dia mah.
Marco is charged with the Orpiot, so we'll see what he can snipe out on the Omen. Opportunities.
Aduh. Coba pala itu, Pak.
PRX tries to poke around B right now.
That's just going to be a reset on the timing in this one as well.
Agak sedikit sakit perut nih.
For DRX. And they start to have a bit of mid-round calling that goes their way. Marco is on right potential line with the sniper. See if he can find
Aduh,
something if
mati
he gets
nih.
a little bit
Mako OP
too
lagi.
ambitious.
Otherwise, it comes
Langsung
down to
saja.
a hit going through. Perfect timing on the flash, but unfortunately it hits. The reactions from PRX still sharp.
Yeah, a lot of trading of utility at the moment, and PRX is going to feel a little bit
Vunjo
too
jo.
pressured here, too hot under the collar. Call an audible to retreat for a minute. Insert Devi. Maybe we'll see a call to come back a little bit later on, or maybe we'll see just complete
belum,
repositions
guys.
from
Kemarin
PRX and try some different
malam
locations. 30 seconds to
diinfus.
go. Up the guts of mid towards B, where Hyunmin does have a saturate, but that's all.
Still could potentially be enough. Unfortunately, PRX does anticipate it, but it's unforsaken by the top of his head. Hermes comes through now with a huge double kill. And that leaves 2 players left on PRX's side. 10 seconds left to go as well. Makes this unwinnable. Swings through from DRX. Defy left alone. Trying to gunsling himself out of the situation.
Wah, gila.
You're going to be careful with those sort of smokes as well from PRX. I do believe that was their elevated smoke, and their Tootsies are seen underneath it by their opponents. So you got to be very careful with this utility.
Jason suka buat ke atas itu. Basic padahal ya.
That's the generic TP from
Pasti
Forsaken
dicek
that
tuh.
goes up above, but here you go on the replay. Hermes capitalizing on his opponents. Caught lacking a little bit. Second round in a row for DRX right now, and they're starting to feel a little bit more confidence, you'd assume, on this defensive side.
Malahan kena buat mereka
To have
sendiri
a
ya.
drawdown timeout from
DRX sekarang
PRX.
jepuk.
They can taste victory on this map.
Iya,
A couple of
tapi malah
slip-ups.
mereka sendiri yang kawan.
Needed to use a timeout just yet.
Oh,
This is
berarti
their
Jason
first.
niatnya TP ke smoke itu, Cok.
Iya.
Tapi gak nyampe.
Bukan nggak nyampe sih, dia keluar, coy itu.
Keluar, udah
dia keluar
masuk.
lagi, dia udah masuk.
Keluar smoke. Salah dia, salah.
Masa sih TP Omen nggak nyampe ke smoke-nya nih. Belajar lagi lah. Belum nyampe ke situ lu kayaknya. Jarak-jaraknya aja lu masih gimana ya?
Belakangnya tulisan
pantes gitu, pantes.
Something was doing. Over on that defensive side was prodding and poking with the aura over at C, right? If we're not seeing that from Hermes, for example, on the Cypher, who are we seeing it from DRX, or are they going absent in that approach? This is what they're doing right now in a 1-4. This is a bit of a read on the game plan from what you've seen, perhaps. Just setting up the Cypher utility over at A. So they're not going for the full 4-1 stack. They will still send Hermes over towards the C side to look after that one. It's going to be a poke down the sewers. I need the replay on that one. Devi is certainly magic with the sniper in this round, or this map so far.
My sentiments exactly. And you removed Hyunmin as well. He's been the guy that you look to for DRX to put up numbers. Mako's still around the corner though. And all he needs is one shot. He can't really TP himself out safely though. Will eat a paranoia as well. Off to the shorty and another wall bang. He managed to take down 3.
Yeah, feel bad for Envy in that scenario too. He didn't get a real chance to play here.
We'll see if Devi can pull off some magic as well. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen with Freeing around the corner. It's just Jing with an op retrieved. He lurking around for possibly another kill.
The drone is just going to figure out where he is at the moment and keep the DRX members happy to
Simpen
sit
aja
on this A
nge-shotnya, bro.
site at the moment. Try to shut him down.
Dia egonya
1
gede.
versus 3 as the Phoenix with the op. Gets 1 kill here. Gets the runner back.
3.
Kecil masih keburu nggak sih 28 detik enggak ya?
3. Bisa.
Be a difficult scenario
Oh, dia lari nih dari
for
sekarang.
him to try and win
Enggak
this one,
sih,
no matter
20
which
detik
way
sih.
you do slice it. So it's going to be the
Nggak
same
keburu
Tadi dia
call
lari
for
bisa.
him.
Dari tadi.
DRX going to find their 3rd round
Ya
in a
cuma
row.
main
On
udah
the
lama
back
skill
of
masih
PRX
out.
time
Digituin
behind
Dodge.
you.
Udah digituin.
You start to feel a little bit more confident for the Korean side.
Still though, this was a slight half buy round. The Stingers coming through for PRX, so maybe able to show us something different for the next round. I still want to see that replay. we need
But Devi's shot in it. Yeah, this is going to be a round that is a 4 versus 5 technical with advantage for PRX that is going to slip through their fingers. Got to see if Marco doing some silent for majority of this.
Itu loh, Dodge yang gak kena ajakin, bro.
Marco coming out with a very crucial amount of kills.
Wah, anjing dapat 3 dia, bro.
It's the pistol whip on the shorty as well, getting that 3rd. Very handsome, very needed.
Gila.
Doesn't break the economy too much for PRX though. They're going to have another buy.
Ya gituin aja sih, biar apa ya?
No dimensional drift online, for example. If you are going to this C site, how much are you risking it for the biscuit? Operator battle. Who bites first? Who falters first?
There's a little camera as well, so PRX might not really expect it. They're being very careful though. There goes the little jump spot, and that should be enough.
Yeah. The only way you're really getting through this at the moment is if you are giving yourselves a progression smoke perhaps, and you're trying to get a Phoenix flash or a Euro flash popping out of that. A curveball to start off and off-put Marco. He doesn't go too hard, you know, on the shot to reveal exactly what's happening. It's very passive at the moment from DRX. They did have Hyunmin rotate a little bit earlier.
PRX 7 lah.
PRX are really trying to draw out some of this utility. Make it a little bit easier for them to
Tetris
get
2
into
plus
these
liquid dah.
sites, or a bit easier for them if they do in post-plant scenario. This is some good map.
Comeback kah? Enggak. Oh, dekat.
I kind of like to say because they drew rotations to this A side. Imagine if they went B instead.
13-9 ini.
That's DRX being able to
Nice banget Invi cover.
Kill from Envy, but still pain.
Jing dapat movement
Now
itu.
you've got the off angle being held by Freeing. Unfortunately, no more ults for him now. Something going on, a bit of a tear. Devi TPing.
Ay, kok bisa dapet?
Down though. It's down to the 1v1.
Oh, but it's 10 seconds. You got to run and grab that spike. You don't know exactly where your opponent is coming through as Devi. You have to go and stick the plan or look for a challenge against Marco right now. And he is trying to dance with the people around this. But Marco with get it denied. And DRX again are keeping this a bit of a flawless run on the defensive side now.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the way PRX plays sometimes, and it all comes down to the fights. But when it's down to that 1v1, and Mako has all the positioning in the world to play with.
There's so much going through your mind at that moment in time. Where is Marco coming from? Can I get this spike planted? I've got an operator in play as well. It's just so hard to make the right decision in those moments in time.
Kamu Aurora ngasih info ke Doci.
Really built
Makanan.
for him. Last time out, the PRX being invested right now as DRX are starting to put their foots in front of the other, and it's not even walking anymore. They're starting to jog, they're getting ready to run. They're really catching up to PRX the way that they are playing these rounds, and you gotta admit as well, the rotate for DRX to that A site, right? 4 players put there, everybody just throwing the kitchen sink at it in utility, having the guns up, going for those trades, it gets scrappy in that fight.
Belum aja tadi, Blay.
And it does come down to a 1v1 at the end.
13 ini, 13-9 sih. Dah.
Ya, tebakan siapa? Tebakan siapa kalau segitu?
Gua.
Where PRX might want to end up.
Ya Allah.
Fantastic work coming through from DRX.
13-9, 13-10 kalau gua udah.
That's the problem because they
13-11. C 2. 3-3.
You're looking against the old game though.
You've
got them. You are winning in that variety for Paper X at the moment. You got 4 available.
Oh, yeah.
Tour Divorce a whiles away, but if you can try and draw out this Armageddon from freeing and make it a wasted opportunity that DRX try to invest in, could be pretty good.
Now from Paper X just
Something sih, udah saatnya sih dia. Skill udah saatnya sih dia.
Hot hands coming through just a
Keren
bit.
aja lah something emang terbaik ya.
Hyunmin as a secondary layer now coming through. He's able to find another head.
Oh lagi Iko ya?
You get across the op line.
13-10 kalau gua.
Well, mind you, Hermes gonna need some burn cream at the moment, so he didn't overplay his hand in the garage. You got a player advantage for DRX at the moment. As Paper X are looking to just flash out, overlooking Hermes.
Slight anti-flash position, and it comes up huge for a triple kill.
Yeah.
And the entire round is done.
He really plants his feet in that position, doesn't he? Now it's 1 versus 3 that Defy needs to try and isolate a couple of these fights.
Need the fight clutch.
This scenario for DRX, just
Defy
don't
clutch
give him a 1
lucu
versus 1. Don't give him a way to individually get back into this round, and they don't. They hold it together. As Hermes finds the 4K, DRX hit
13-10 kalau gua.
There's no timeouts available, remember. It's all on to the players right now to figure things out for
13-9 tuh kayak nggak mungkin sebetulnya.
map until overtime.
Dengan posisi Iko ya.
The final few DRX players, well, the last 2 of them, are close to their ults as well. Hermes can even come up with more theft in the upcoming rounds. We started this second half 8-4.
Yeah, 8-4. 8-4 with Paper X getting the pistol in the second. It was 10-4, remember?
We're now 11-10.
Big ult investment rounds. Try to maximize your potential on getting map point for Paper X, on equalizing for DRX, sending in all this utility, all this ult in towards the C site, and you start to scale on in. But are you just trying to force a plan? Are you happy to play 5 versus 5? Hyunmin has the convergent pass, remember, for a retake here.
Yeah, you would think Paper X should be anticipating that, hence something, sending the clone all the way through now. A couple of Paper X players hiding in the garage as well.
And because it was so fast, you have a lot of this utility that you are dropping into this one as DRX now. Look at it all.
Do they have the initiative to follow through on it? Oh, look at Paper X reinserting themselves back in deep corners. Hyunmin, fortunately, first point of contact, will refract back, and that should be enough information. But then the garage push goes through! The smoke gets set up as well, and instantly already you've got so many DRX players removed from the board. Paper X still surrounding the smokes, surrounding the sites. All the exchanges going in their favor.
Nah kan kata gue juga 13-10 terbaik.
Paper X up to 12.
You're really funneled into spawn side and retake there for DRX as well. You can't get back in towards the garage with the late alert coming up good for Defy. Makes it very difficult for that retake, very one-dimensional to come through. And you've just got that.
Sekarang yang lagi kayak Demon One parah siapa bro? Selain Demon One-nya?
Gua. Itu
mungkin.
It just makes it very spicy in that scenario. And now you've got that final map point for Paper X that they've managed to get. 5 opportunities to get into this position. DRX, I mean, they can push this into
latihan
overtime.
Doang, nanti mah.
We've seen a lot of good calls on the defensive side so far. A lot of advantages played nicely. This time though, that's not an advantage at all.
Latihannya di latihan studio, tempat gitu. Latihan doang.
Aduh, salah banget dia.
Just might be a bit of a way to bring things back to even.
And they're gonna have to go for the fight at the moment, Hermes, to try and take the challenge.
Sama nanti dites satu-satu.
Mampus. A gap around his own cage at the moment. Vayne somehow finds Forsaken, but the trades start to come on out as well. And you are so bothered by what you're seeing right now. On the side, doesn't matter if Hyunmin's gonna come out with some shots like that. Now it's Jing in 1 versus 2, and he's gonna get off foot.
Kalau gua 13-11. Yuk. Gua tebakan gua di awal.
Broke in the upcoming rounds. Not doing too well, but all the ways that DRX managed to react in kind.
And it's another scenario as well here, Quack, that Paper X find an advantage. They find the first kill. But it's some good decision making, instant reactions from DRX. They are recognizing right now they cannot play a proper retake into this side if plans go down. They cannot play big number battles at the moment. They need to get some of these advantages.
Dia pakai kacamata terus gak jerawat di hidungnya.
Catch PRX in transitions. So last round of regulation right now. Jing given priority on weaponry with this run it back. Smoke to the sea of
udah punya anak dua.
Selalu
anak-anak mas.
Yourself throughout the map. You can wait for the util to refresh and you can dump all of your util in. You can even have Forsaken ult to the back of the seaside here as well. This
Inalino.
Kenapa?
Gua lah. Inalino indah ke mata sari. Sis. Nickname Vale. Oh kalau gue Inalino L-nya 2, yang terakhir gede L-nya. L-nya gede. Hashtag PRX. Tapi masih nanti.
And it's a 2v5. Yeah, this is going to be an extremely difficult retake to come in.
Inulnya pakai angka 1 depannya.
Smoked off again. Determining for the swing. He's able to take down the first point of contact, but then PRX starts to suffocate him all around.
Kan 13-11 sesuai harapan aku.
PRX close out the map finally.
Emang aku pemenangnya.
Real damn close to the end of that one, doesn't it? But really, that was the right decision for the SCA squad to go to C with the ult to draw all the attention away from DRX there and then settle, not overplay your
Let's go. Dava MVP ya? Kalau gue by data aja sih orangnya semenjak ini ya, nggak tahu. Itu pemikiran gue aja sekarang. Au! Itu.
Kobum e-sport.
Kobum. Astaga. Bukan gua.
Ada apa dengan
gua nggak dukung.
Hah?
Nggak dukung. Ini nih.
Indo loh.
Nggak dukung lawannya. Gua mah Indo. Garis keras.
Oh, belum selesai.
Belum selesai dong. Gua dukung semua tim Indo pokoknya.
Coba geser kanannya tuh Jan.
Gimana caranya?
Ya Allah.
Gimana caranya, Dodge? Oh, mana guys.
Gitu aja gak paham deh.
Tapi boom tuh apa? Ascension dia? Apa masih Challenger?
Challenger Indo. Turun.
Oh. Ascension di atas Challenger.
Iya dong.
Oh, Challenger Ascension baru VCT.
Oh, lawan final.
Jujur upper final dia udah masuk sini, guys.
Oh iya,
RRQ udah megang dia.
Apakah akan menjadi derby Rex lagi?
Nih, jadi ini tuh nggak bakal ada yang naik ke sini lagi ya. Jadi sekarang tuh udah tiket gitu kan?
Gak bakal, betul.
Berarti ini terus sampai sini. Ini terus. Udah nggak ada yang bisa naik gitu guys. Bisa turun kan? Iya. Ini kalah, tap masuk satu, ini turun ke sini. Ini tap kalah, turun ke sini. Ini lawan.
Ya.
Terus?
Itu.
Oh iya, ini kalah, sub turun ke sini, final.
Benar.
Enggak. Nih. Kalau misalnya RRQ menang qualified, ini turun kan ke middle.
T1 menang misalnya.
T1 menang lawan ini set. Satu masuk yang kalah lah ke sini lawan PRX.
Destonya turun dulu dong.
Iya,
turun dulu.
Dia ke sini kan?
Ya.
Sama PRX misalnya.
Ya.
Nah, terus ini apa?
Menang lagi nih.
PRX menang.
Oh, iya tahu gua. Predicted aja sih.
Adik-adik.
Katanya by data.
Sampai.
Nggak usah dipahamin kalau ini sih gua pure nonton aja sih kalau gua. Kecuali dengan gua paham ini, gua dapat 10 juta per menit. Oke, gua pahamin terus.
Katanya dapat.
Mindset aja sih, semua soal mindset. Nanti malam lagi nggak salah. Hah? Nanti malam lagi nggak? Tadi salah. Bahasa apa itu? Diam.
Night mode-nya onin dong, night mode. Aduh.
Night mode ya, FLRGG itu cara ini night mode-nya, teman-teman.
Night mode-nya di mana?
Diam. Tebak banget spoilersnya. Oh. On. Nanti malam live lagi. Nanti malam lagi enggak? Tadi salah. Salah semua. Nanti live gak? Enggak. Nanti malam lagi enggak? Tadi salah semua. Apa ya maksudnya?
Nanti malam live lagi gue.
Iya, itu kan gue udah jawab dari tadi, gue nggak live malam. Nanti malam lagi nggak? Tadi salah semua.
Semua salah intinya.
Apa yang salah tuh apa? Saya ngapain kok salah? Berapa lama? 4 menit yuk. Bisa yuk, langsung aja menangin lah. PRX tuh selalu map 3 Emang menjual gitu mereka tuh, kenapa ya?
Bila kau dengannya.
Cukup ku kagumi. Maksudnya tuh nanti malam lagi. Enggak mas, saya udah ngomong deh tadi. Katanya mau live ternyata bolong tuh. Oh.
Bolong.
Guys istirahat ya, jangan lupa istirahat guys. Emang lagi zaman-zamannya.
Tapi kayak sakit gigi, kalau sakit gigi tuh jatuhnya apa ya? Komplikasi. Kalau sakit gigi.
Paling ganteng disuruh kata.
Mungkin tolol. Sakit gigi.
Kok udah lama sembuh?
Makanya cowok 2 minggu gak sembuh sih, fatal anjing sumpah.
Ya sudah, diam terus ya.
Santai, besok kan dokter gigi gue.
Besok terus.
Emang bener besok hitam.
Besok terus.
Sabar guys, ini Gojeknya
Tadi hujan soalnya.
Besok terus 2 minggu diam dulu.
Oh, absolutely. He is locked in today. And we see, of course, like a lot of players on the side of DRX. Youngmin did put up a very good performance also.
Lu dari awal kita, Val.
We need pop-off moments like this in an elimination match. So
Di-
I hope Divide keeps this up. And on the side of PRX,
Orang wah.
2 hari.
Balik dari kita main apa namanya? Main cardboard aja lu udah sakit.
Udahlah.
Udahlah. Board game.
Lu berapa lama sakit, Vali?
Oh ya cardboard. Aduh.
Board games, Mas.
2 minggu lah, udah 2 minggu itu mah.
2 minggu
2 minggu, Val.
belum ke dokter. Makasih ya.
Gue masih sakit, belum ke dokter. Udah. Thank you, Val.
Makasih banget. Lu udah seru lah maksudnya. Oke, main.
Happy sih gue
ada
berteman
fun-nya.
sama lu ya, happy banget gue tau lu orang baik. Thank you, Val, thank you.
Habis pikir, Cok. Cepet banget.
Apa maksudnya cepet banget?
Cepet banget ini map pertamanya dah. Let's go. Map kedua nih, Korot.
Oh. Semoga cepet lah lu, Val.
Apa ya? Jangan skincare guys, makan jerawat. Di muka sih yang penting.
Enggak, ini dulu sakit gigi lu tuh, sembuhin dulu. Sembuhin dulu mending dah.
Gue tahu, Val. Kenapa, Val? Lu di nerf karena lu kebanyakan yaping. Coba lu gak yaping terus. Pasti. Mungkin.
Biar rame aja.
Mungkin anjing.
Val itu buman tau Val.
Dia mah harus kena fatal dulu baru ini.
Tahu
Tipikal yang kayak gitu dia.
Kayak
bab langsung ya Allah ampun. Nah baru gitu dia tipikalnya.
Di area sensitif udah ini. Ya Allah kenapa sih gua nanti gitu udah ketebak. Tah ini gini.
Udah kan besok ke dokter, udah hei. Maksud gue tuh udah.
Dokter.
Dari gua belum balik lu bilang
ya kan Doji baru balik aja kemarin nih, tapi
2 hari lalu gue balik.
Sekarang tanggal berapa? Sekarang tanggal 11.
Dari sebelum gua balik.
Kan kita belum pada pulang.
Gue pulang tanggal 10 Mas.
Ke dokter nggak harus pulang dulu.
Masih di sini. Gue appointment-nya di Bogor.
Ya pulang dulu.
Ya iya makanya kan harus pulang.
Ya kan lu pulang nggak harus nungguin kita balik.
Bareng tadinya.
Tapi
itu dah terserah lah.
In the past, something that PRX used to do on Ascent. They used to play the KO Fate, so they understand how it operates on the defensive side.
Guys, bentar ya. Gue cek dulu. Kuta masalah.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've had enough micro and macro aggressions here on the deck. We're gonna send it over to the casters, Quack and Komodo, to take us through.
Oh yes, there's a lot of aggression going around on all sides. It's also such a big chess match between these two teams right now.
If that's micro and macro aggressions over there, does that mean it's mid aggressions inside the game right now? We're gonna get a lot of mid action right now. Second match, something else. I mean, it's best of 2 of this best of 3 RX Derby. Only one eliminated, and Corrode is an interesting one. It's the same comps that we've seen from both of these sides.
Korot ya. Cabut gak sih tuh gigi yang tua aja berani? Maksudnya?
Pistol round is going to be quite important in this one as well. Of course, both pistols so far going over towards PRX. They have opted to start on the attack, and I guess I was right with the
something really.
Oh, but instantly the shot from Hermes though. Top mid down through the screen.
Go next ya guys.
Dodging the 0 point over towards B main as well, as they are just going to scale up towards B, but immediately rather, DRX gonna re-clear over towards mid and be happy to stay there. Now for freeing, you don't necessarily want to be staying here individually, so you will retreat a little bit, try and give yourself some better angles and allow this plant to go down. Do have the player advantage as Forsaken gone.
Wow. I just continue to peel off the flash dodge. He's still good for at least one. That's still such a big advantage for DRX to work with in this retake.
Yeah, wall up for Divide. It's going to off-put Bane for a little bit at the moment, but you're kind of standing pretty around the site for PRX at the moment.
Expect gak sih?
More to come out through from spawn.
Just a bit.
Awas keculik lagi.
Working around a lot of the for now, but shots from DRX. It's Hermes once again, and he walks away with 3 in this round.
It's certainly very important for DRX that they dispatch of Forsaken first and foremost as well. It makes the gathering of the B side a little bit more wonky, so for freeing, recognizing that he can just fall on back and try to play numbers with the team, happy to switch immediately into a retake for DRX. This is going to be a very big difference of a defensive side that PRX go into as opposed to what they had to do against Global, right? YUDEH on that veto to try and remove a lot of that abilities, and Sage stalling as well are things that you're not going to be seeing present here. There will expectedly be a bit more gun battles that DRX are going to come through, but also a little bit more coordination on this utility coupled together as opposed to individually that the GE comp can kind of come out with on the defensive side.
That's kind of where PRX does need to watch out for as well. I mean, some of the gunfights, you start to lose heads, lose members.
You can try and bait things out with the 0 points as well. If you have, for example, rifle rounds where 3 get pinged, you can kind of prod a little bit over on the other side of the map. You can try and toy with the information that your opponents get and try to, you know, make it more misinformation than not. I'm kind of interested to see how PRX want to try to tackle Hermes on this KO and what information they have. If you're trying to bully your way into this A site right now, though, however, Hyunmin is going to be here with freeing.
So that's still the objective for now on the side of PRX at least. Try to break in, try to get the spike down, get as many kills as possible.
Nice fight.
Start things off with Defy, but still Bane alongside freeing. Into the corner, so still have automatic weapons. Freeing goes down though, it's Bane with the kills.
And they are not forced the plans immediately. They're going to go for a fight over towards Spawn, and Hermes is just going to sit them all down. Get closer towards that null command right now, 1 away. Getting that in towards the bonus round could be really nice, because that is quite an expensive ultimate as well on 8 points. Having a great start individually on this map at the moment. Bane with some great shots as well here. Just seeing PRX be very narrow focused towards the elbow.
See PRX trying an outline around Hermes. That was so... if they had gotten that kill.
Yeah, I mean, if they got it immediately, they could have had advantage and it would have been a different ball game, right? But unfortunately, the ball was always in DRX's half court there. And Hermes does get the slam dunk. Now it is going to be the rifle round present for PRX. And all 5 members are going to be grouped outside of a lobby, freeing to just play spot at the moment.
Does have the screen to work with as well.
0 point immediately used from Hermes as well, so no information. A re-clear in mid from the Prowler. Start to get a bit of an idea that you want to get some further information of DRX.
Lagi kalah, hey.
So start to rotate over towards B. This is an expected play for DRX that they're thinking PRX are going to end over at that Bravo location, and that's not exactly what's happening.
Yeah, minute mark. At least this is some information for the side of DRX to work around. So all the rotations kind of called across except for Mako.
Something udah dapat
might be a little bit worrisome. PRX not going to slow down anytime soon, but still, the fragment, it catches Sting square in the face. Hyunmin and Hermes still holding down the angles as well, and Hermes is unstoppable. It's just something left in the round. Can't retrieve the spike. As soon as you peek out, you're going for a fight. Mako could be right behind you as well, so feels completely buried up around elbow right now.
Yep. Something's just barren wasteland right now. Nothing that can be done. Hyunmin's just going to remove him very swiftly, but my oh my. Hermes picking up the fragment kill because the shots are looking woeful from PRX in amongst that one. Great timing on the C's from Bane, mind you, as well. Some good coordination. Tandem plays from the utility coming out from the initiators. Absolutely do love that for DRX. Not even using the null command, having that available where you need, can certainly hinder the affairs of PRX and going for these either executes or barrel roll affairs into these sites. This is kind of the best start that you want for DRX on this map.
Similar how PRX started on the previous one. But on to this round, a haunt down middle, PRX kind of toying around with it. DRX continuing to try to retrieve more information with refract spent already.
Yeah, good exchange, a firm handshake, and using them on each side. But still trying to have a bit of presence over towards mid at the moment, while freeing it a bit of an off angle over towards A.
Masih dapat loh.
Going to lock it down for now on the Viper. Not too pressured at the moment, knowing that it's the pistols PRX do have in possession. And just playing extremity control at the moment is the name of the game. This comes down to me, I think the timing in mid that Hermes has to be very careful of if that was tried to be exploited by PRX, which is not anymore. They tend to A.
Aduh, for second kelihatan.
Now that the positions have been revealed, a little bit telling, Hermes will begin to make his move.
I talk about the pistols knowing that's what's here. You forget that sometimes they can be potent.
Yeah, especially when they're in the hands of PRX.
Kenapa nggak ke side? Kenapa nggak side-nya clearin dulu?
Pace into sight.
Oh, they just didn't
back and through around the toxic screen. Hyunmin able to shut down Defy. Hermes has arrived backside as well. Hyunmin still alive, makes things a little bit more difficult for PRX, but something hops on over and he'll get the spike down. 10 seconds, the timer gets reset.
They'll command in as well. You got to wait for this one to expire. Perhaps no utility for PRX to drop into it. And it's not even really go time for DRX, though they off-put them. Some good utility stalling at the moment to try and isolate these fights. Hermes, Marco, come up with a clutch in a round that should be theirs.
Oh, the smoke felt a little bit weird, but still enough for them to stay tucked inside of. They knew where Jing was thanks to Fragment from before as well. And now Forsaken trying to spray into the smoke. Unfortunately, the swing out from Hermes gives DRX a 4-0 start.
Such a headache as well for PRX, as they would have been feeling like they could get that round. They had a 3 versus 2, so it's the right time to drop that util as DRX to try and maximize chances to pick up a bit of a sloppy start in this round as well. Sharp shots to come through from the pistols. Spike denied as well. You're thinking, all right, this could be good, but it falters a little bit. Forsaken cannot deny the defuse from coming through in the end. Well, a start so far for DRX. A timeout now invested. We literally are kind of copy-paste from the last map in scoreline start. But earlier on in terms of a timeout investment, last map used at the end of round 9. This time, Alex and Wendler calling it super early.
Almost feels necessary with how the way the rounds have been going. PRX on the attack, but not quite able to find their footing. Granted, it was a slight eco round from the previous one as well.
It's kind of the same start, though, to a degree of worry that we saw against Global Esports for PRX as well, right? They got the pistol in the second, and then the defenses start to really come out. You're not able to get in towards the sites. You're trying to draw out what util you can to make your end game a bit better, but you're still being locked down in near every case. And for this one right now, you would assume you can see a little bit more on the attacking side, but these defenses are being played very nicely in my mind from DRX. They're not overplaying their hand, they're not over-peaking a lot of angles. They're kind of just going through a step at a time, clearing with information, playing a very large macro game, and not being too risky individually, I think right now is quite crucial for DRX.
Now that Bane has the Odin.
Yeah, this is risky by himself. Caught in transition to utility. Forsaken a nice frag to open up the affairs for PRX in this round.
Check them again.
To kind of hang back as the smokes all get set up again. Gunman will re-peek, unfortunately goes down to Jing as well, freeing. Felt the need to a little bit more space though. He wants to go to the corner.
Yeah, it's a little bit slack for DRX in this round. Near every fight so far has been individual from them. Freeing though, might be able to catch them with their pants down. They are clearing it, but at the wrong time. The trade at least is there. And now it's Marco and Hermes again to see if they can make the magic happen.
Hermes has been on a heater, so perhaps, but still 2v3. Spike gets planted for the side. Forsaken just holds the angle, instant tap.
Nice.
Yeah, that one is a great round that PRX sorely needed to start things off on the attack. Again, you look towards this one, right? GE, this is the sort of litmus test, I would say, for PRX on this map right now of Corrode. The 9-3 against that comp, understandable. I thought the PRX were really going to fall over flat on their own defenses when you consider the sort of double duelist variety of Something and Jing, but I was very impressed against that 100 Thieves comp that they were playing it very smart, very disciplined, holding your choke points and not over peaking. So I kind of am expecting that for the defenses of PRX as well, but it really is for me the attacking side for them with this double duelist deployment. How much are you getting away with here? How much space are you finding? This is a good showing for it. Something already in towards the link. It's going to draw a lot of pressure for DRX. They're going to have to start to re-clear quite convincingly. And so far, so good.
Yeah, keeping a manageable distance as well. DRX this time having a secondary player to support Bane, but Mako pushing all the way throughout. Managed to take down Jing.
Timing.
The Odin is set up, the convergent path set through to try to break open the site.
But you missed the TP that's going towards tower for Forsaken at the moment. Doesn't even really need to come in and activate. It's a good waylay ult to come in from Something as well. It's just a nail in the coffin at the end as PRX absolutely crunch on that B side at the end. Marco, it is honest efforts to try and find advantage. He's not going to come into play. Something going to dispatch of Hyunmin, and that is PRX finding their second round now. Do you still feel okay?
Nah, emang harus pede. Masih Alex ngomongnya udah guys, pede aja guys. Lihat gua.
Especially if you lose this round.
Udah fight udah bunuh udah bagus deh.
cool things off a little bit and figure out how PRX wants to really approach
Dia
the map.
getar gitu
Because
tapi
right now
bagus
they're
ya.
working against how DRX wants to, you know, retrieve information.
Bane, Odin Abuser, not going to be present in this round anymore. Instead, Envy's going to be trying to light that one up. Something not able to get away with the same space that he found almost free of charge last round in a very unfavorable bid from the get-go for DRX. The pit for freeing at B. The rest of the 4 members in amongst mid and A link. So the gaps around the map at the moment for PRX. They can have a straight shot in towards the A site. They're able to figure this one out. One away from their own Vipers pit for Defy as well. Would be quite
Tahu
good
dianya anjing.
in a post-plant scenario.
Tahu dong.
Kata gue juga sambil nonton sih, tinggal alt-tab. Lu tinggal
Look
alt-tab.
at DRX. It's very proactive space gathering and information for them. This is going to be a super early
Invinya itu pelan banget, pelan.
I wouldn't even mind PRX kind of flipping the A site at the moment and taking more space over
Oh
towards
gitu, dodge, ultinya dodge.
through link.
Agak kananin
You
gitu.
have to assume that there's going to be a mass flank potential here.
3 flank ya.
Don't go for any further control. They're going to reroute back towards
2, minimal 2, force. Nice.
Just might be enough as well. Pop flash
2 minimal. Nah, kan.
quite enough. Mako has to be the one to take him down. Then comes the Odin,
Aduh,
continuing to
anjing judge.
hold the angle.
Aduh, Fai.
Udah lihat ke kanan dong.
Fai kanan aja.
Waiting for a slight timing to peek on through. Manages to take down Defy. That's now a weapon retrievable. Still though, the spike continues to tick, and Free continues to peek. He finds another triple kill in the round, and it's all down to Envy to try to hold it off. The snake fight isn't enough time. I should think so, just for Free to stick the defuse down to the very end. DRX up to 5.
0-0.29. What a trade to come on through, and what a ferocious play from Freeing, honestly. Plays the right timing with the classic for the bait in towards the link play. The judge and the gun upgrade, catching Jing on a timing, looking the wrong way. It looks like from our kind of third-person POV on that one that he had a sensational flick. That's a great adjustment on towards something. And then the trade at the end, that is a great round to bring some stability for DRX now in this map. It's not even the greatest amounts though.
Emang harus agen lain dia tuh pakai ini selalu ini lah.
Chamber ya, emang chamber.
Let's go. Okay, let's go red boy. Yeah, brother free guys.
Oh, Defy falling in mid by his lonesome self, trying to find the timing of the lurk. That's not going to come out. Good 0 point.
Together aja nggak sih? Udah ketebak banget tuh kalau ada sesuatu yang telat
the
gitu.
proceedings of PRX at the moment, so you have lost a lot of space around this map. You have lost the timing that you're trying.
Ini kalau ke mid PRX smart sih.
Play ramp in towards the A site.
Anjing.
The wind has been taken out of your sails, and you need to look to a different direction right now. Forsaken.
Justru karena mereka tahu.
Dispatch of Bane. It's a good avenue at least.
Cek dong, please.
Equalize 4v4.
Kena.
Timing.
Kok bisa-bisanya langsung kiri, Mas?
Yeah, I think that he might have been closer towards spawn. At least Envy will become
Itu baru kli doang.
3v4, not to mention Hyunmin with potential convergent paths.
Yeah, you just switch to a retake here if you need to as DRX as well, right? You mentioned that ult. You can be quite happy to wait for the rest of your team as long as you don't overcommit to a mass fight here, because you are the only soldier at this A site. It is a 1 versus 3. The PRX start to make some noise known. Now the plan to go down for Envy, that it's just going to be an early scenario for Hyunmin. That's actually not going to be a capitalized upon ultimate for DRX here.
Does draw some utility from PRX though, maybe some crucial ones, especially with Saturate gone. Now PRX feels the need to continue to pressure against DRX, prevent them from getting into position out towards the back of the site. Still though, there's shot through the blaze wall, catches Envy, and now Jing goes down. It's just something left, and unfortunately the shot's not quite connecting just yet. He needs to back up, needs to find safe space. Still,
yes!
To find the headshots at the end, a double at the end of
Itu
it all.
something yang kita kenal, bro.
Something up in round number 8.
And this is the duelist that we were waiting for something to be present in 2026. Where was 2025? Something from PRX. Coming out with the goods in that round for the 1 versus 3. After the team loses initial space, initial game plan action, you can see the thought process from Jing at the end there as well to try and play anti-flash, right? If there was the underlog to come in from Hermes,
Nah, itu loh,
respect where
diri-dirinya
respect
mana?
is due on that one. Trying to play the the brain power in it, but really it's the aim power that gets the job done. 5 versus 3, DRX still in the lead, but reset in this round, just the pistols to see what they're going to be able to provide, as it is a bit pacier from PRX now into this Ascent.
I just want to get the spike down, end the round as quickly as possible, minimal losses possible.
Nice, Sam.
If not, but still, so far, so good.
And next I wouldn't mind seeing Envy go for a bit of a fight, same as Jing, get a bit closer towards your ultimates for the next round where the guns will be back for DRX.
We're trying to watch for all the possible chokes.
Mako.
DRX possibly to just hang for exits, or maybe get a couple of kills for themselves as well. Hermes 3 points away from his ultimate.
Nice. Gak kelihatan ya.
Trying to assert themselves through into the smokes. Jing will get the first.
Nice.
Now he's gotten his ultimate.
Well, you're going to have a great stack of ults for PRX coming in towards round number 10 right now. Not really present there for DRX, but you start to need to see them recover on this defensive side rather now. It's going to be a next round that you might assume is on this defensive side as well.
Coba deh tebak skor map ini.
Telat mas, tebak skor di awal.
Ya enggak bisa ini dari sini, coba dari sekarang berarti.
Coba dodge.
New look of agent variety as well.
Dodge.
Opting for
13-11.
double initiators instead of the double duelists that has become the current
dengan skor sekarang 5-4.
13-9.
Okay. DRX.
Kenang, udah pernah.
13-10.
Yeah, old DRX. I definitely think that there was some problems with them attempting the double duelist.
5-4 ya, belum selesai kalau 5-4.
When you need as well, a different look, you're trying to stretch that one out. We know the capabilities of the rest of the squad, but it really feels like Bane's comfort in calling is definitely what it is, a bit of a slower pace, bigger picture idea.
Iya 13 buat PRX kan.
Apa
siapapun itu tapi 13-9.
Mass chaos in amongst Forsaken has taken up, the mantle of doing, but we've also heard from the team previously that Envy has been taken over a bit of the IGL decision making for the duties there because they needed some bold calls. So it'd be interesting to see, at times what the versatility will look like for Envy specifically with this squad, because it is a much different role for him on this team compared to Team Secret previously.
Bye. One.
Guess we'll go back into a buy from DRX, trying to hang all the way back as Mako, allowing PRX to come in and set up.
They're changing the pathing on something as well with this waylay to get on in. They do so convincingly for the 5 versus 5. The ultimate's invested in a deeper pit now as well. That is just going to off-put you. Or is it? Mako catching Forsaken Lacken.
All the way through the other side of the stairs.
Nice Jing.
Abang
halo Satria.
He's still got another curveball to throw in as well if he needs.
Still though, bit of space up towards heaven being taken by a couple of DRX players.
Nice.
Couple of kills going through. PRX still trying to be extremely cautious. The vibe will shut down. Shorty then Phantom to try to tie up the score.
Tobias Shark of the Waters in that moment. You cannot get into the pit, but also you just don't feel like you've got an exit strategy as DRX there. You can't retreat back to your own spawn. You can't drop into the site. There's just no way that you're getting back into that round, unfortunately, with a great smacking to come out from Jing. Some good patience in the post plant as well for PRX. They tie things up now, 5 apiece. We've got a little bit more depth from them on this attacker's side. But is it going to be something of a tight scoreline? Or who will go 5-7? 7-5 an advantage?
6-7?
One might think, no, don't. One might think it's going to be PRX as it's just the pistols yet again for DRX. Remember, they started off with a 4-0. You'd think that that was a good start, a great start to be able to really tumble through this defensive side easily.
Infinity kayak Bang Diki. Nice banget, udah mulai sakit nih PRX nih. Momentumnya udah dapet deh. Dapet dong harusnya sininya. Mau cuek aja. Bagus.
Into the side as well. Do have Hyunmin up around the corner though, but look at Jing. Yeah.
Terus lagi mungkin sekali lagi.
I mean, it's 2 maps in a row that he can just play the Phoenix. Those shots Freeing will find Forsaken off wing as well, so he will pick up the pit. He would have picked up the pit regardless if he died at the end of the round, but picking up
ayo dong please. Udah 2-0 aja lah. Ascent mau dibenerin, coy. Ini gua nggak bisa nih kalau map 3.
PRX will find 6 here.
Ada tukang AC.
A lot of power in going for the hunt. Doesn't really matter if he tried to as well. They're just
kecuali dia
it's not the worst,
ini nih di facecam sini dia.
Compared to where freeing is. So PRX, they will take the lead now on this second
Suruh dia
map of
streaming ya.
Corrode. So move into the last round of the half.
We can kind of think towards the more key ultimates. I mean, Bane close to his Nightfall. Envy has his. Shane a couple of points away from running it back as well.
It does definitely feel like the direction has shifted in this map, though, over towards PRX, finding early advantages and kind of being too overbearing going in towards these sites as well. They're being very passive and patient in these post plants. The mid explorations from DRX and these extremity plays that they're doing as well are no longer feeling comfortable, you'd assume. So I kind of wish that DRX would do something a little bit more decisive as a barrier.
Tadi Iko ya? Si DRX.
The pit over towards the B choke yet again. Okay. You just assume not too challenged.
Dubung tuh.
Yeah, I'm gonna send in a bunch of utility to try and find
Oi. Kena tuh.
Nightfall and Blaze, for example.
Ya elah. Iya dah.
Look at this. A secondary squad into a lead and 2 players from DRX taken down. Forsaken still tucked in towards B side. Really deep positions held. Hermes wants to go in for it, wants to take a bit more space for DRX, but it's difficult despite the null command being popped. Bane
nice
something. Something responds and goes even further as well. You got the smokes up, you got more flashes, but
info, nice.
Run it back, not too bad. Forsaken play off, and now it's Mako's turn. 1v3, he's already taken down
Anjing ini tiga-tiganya buta sih.
Huge paranoia sent
Tiga-tiganya
into
buta
the
sih itu.
right angles, right directions. She just hopped over with a shorty anyways. It's a 7-5 at the end first half for PRX.
Defendernya
That's a
gimana
great round to dissect for PRX as well, to be honest with you. With the pit going down at the B main choke point, they send in the Nightfall and the Blaze, but it's all a ruse to get Forsaken to TP behind the opponents when they're deafened and pressured out of the pit. Freeing, stuck in that moment in time, has to be, you know, told by the team essentially, has to be very situationally aware that that TP can come behind him and be pushed out of his pit. He gets crunched upon from multiple angles, and that's the entryway. Where again, they're already showing, you know, just very big smiles and being able to close down that side as well and hold it and protect the spike plant. So really well done for PRX. Putting a bit of bully action onto that B side.
Agent siapa? Agent yang paling lu benci kalau di musuh lu ada agent itu.
Oke, nice, pertanyaan yang menarik, Mas Fali, thank you banget. Agent yang paling nyebelin ya?
Ya menurut lu kayak, jadi kalau musuh ada agent itu lu sebel gitu.
Well, in the second half, quite paramount, especially once again with the fact that this is elimination at stake.
Karena trap dan kameranya.
Oke. Coba kalau
Vice sih, Vice.
Yeah, now when you see that substance again come from DRX, they were off to the races at the beginning of their own map pick in this series as well in Corrode.
Agent yang
it's been a hot minute between drinks.
Satu kan, boleh kan berapa?
7-5 with 5 in a row for the tail end of PRX. But now we flip things up. Now PRX go to the defensive side, and now DRX, knowing that they wanted to pick this in the video,
sama gue kayak
sama
Moskov gue juga sebelum Moskov.
Bukan.
Led the way for them against full sense.
Bridge nyebelin sih anjing.
10-2.
Tapi kalau ketemu player yang jago flash gitu juga ngeselin anjir, timing mereka tuh.
Iya sih.
Phoenix gitu, ketemu Phoenix jago.
Oh, gua tahu. Gua suruh benerin AC-nya sekarang. Tapi caranya, guys, bentar ya.
A lot of prodding, a lot of toing and froing. Some smart,
Ferdi pinjem PC boleh?
level-headed decision making for them right now.
Oke, sebentar. Let me think.
Kakak mau minjem PC buat stream.
Buat on cam,
buat on cam.
Toxic screen gonna commit. Bit of a waltz in for DRX.
Spotted them a little bit late, so they have some time to
Dari sini.
get the site.
Yeah, but remember, it is only Forsaken currently over towards the spawn side of things, so he is just going to fall back. Echo out a couple of shots as we move into the 5 versus 5 that we know PRX loved over on Haven.
At least Forsaken has held on to Paranoia as well. So, possible ways to get back into the site. Possible ways for DRX to prevent that from coming through. Swings from Yunmin. But also a shot taken. Eaten.
Elbow-nya
Still a tough little crossfire, especially with the hunt coming through. Forsaken trying to dig himself deep, but completely surrounded all across elbow. He sets up another smoke, but it's Hermes.
Ketika sudah nyala seperti ini teman-temanku, lalu kita tambahkan window capture seperti ini.
Lalu ke Discord.
Pistols in this one, DRX will be finding both, so to keep a way back in towards this map, very needed in my mind. And the timing on that 0 point as well, mind you, from Hermes, it actually kind of upsets PRX a little bit, because that paranoia from Forsaken would have been really good to layer on in for the team to focus on elbow before getting on towards the site, right? So the fact that the timing on that removes it, quite superb for DRX. Now they'll move into the eco-fragging rounds. Hyunmin given the Outlaw to go and hunt for them. They are playing for the 2 pistols as well, so they'll have a couple of better upgrades in the next round to really take the fight against PRX. They hold on to all the other guns in this one as well. Make things very interesting from round number 15.
Really get to see them exercise that macro control. Right up through middle, while Mako has a bit of presence out towards the back. In veto, holding the angle, down to half HP. Just looking for quick shots, quick reactions. Hyunmin able to punch through.
And now you're going to get the plant down. PRX are going to be ready for a bit of a 2-man flank. And that's all they're going to have as something gets felled.
Freeing on the flank watch. Has a Phantom as well, so this should be his 0 point. Continues to clear out backside. DRX should have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, you're going to be careful about getting into this as well. Do you think that Hyunmin might be on the other side of this one watching for the eco frags? You've been very patient. Now you're going to be rewarded. You're going to lock them in, contain them in this one, and find some extra damage as well. The Phantom to be picked up in the Outlaw as well instead of the Guardian. So there's going to be some weaponry for DRX to go and try and take a challenge in this next round, but not as much as they perhaps were expecting.
Yeah, 2 pistols
in that 4 versus 2 scenario.
So DRX actually, despite losing players, it's minimal losses, but for PRX at the same time, starting to build up on some of these crucial ults.
Check.
See what the buy does look like as well, because with that Outlaw going into the next round, you got to be careful. You got to be aware as PRX with the shields. Forsaken susceptible.
Halo guys.
Now he's going to take
Halo. Ini mic-nya gimana sih, Dek? Halo.
Only Omen holding though. I'm gonna go elbow.
Wow. I can just see over in the coach comms as well.
It's okay.
Just in this round, Alex getting a little bit frazzled.
Ini bisa digedein di sini
So
kan?
I wonder what he's taken away from the beginning stages and the comms from this defensive call
Gak usah,
for PRX.
Kind of looks like they bit onto that 0 point.
And this round is very doable for DRX, right? Lots of rifles, that Outlaw as well. You start to scale up. You want to get in towards the elbow. There's a lot of combos that you can do with this position as well. But macro game plan, bigger picture for DRX. Who do you leave where? Are you trying to insert someone on this attacking side? Looks like we're leaving Hyunmin to his own, Bane to his own devices over at the A site. So maybe he will be trying to draw attention over there, make the B side a bit easier for the team to get in.
They've also baited out several bits of
bagus yang
utility
tadi,
from
Val.
PRX's side.
Ini
Forsaken
gelap.
smoke
Udah gini aja dah.
spent in towards A,
Terus
especially
gimana
that
kata lu?
prowler from Bane.
And this fake that he's trying to sell is not being read by PRX at the moment. They are rotating the right members to this B site, putting something in towards mid. And he doesn't have to move from this position. Sub 30 seconds to go. DRX go into B.
Something's starting to move though. Leaves his spot, takes down Bane. And then it comes down to the entry from Hyunmin onto site. He takes down 2. Davai off the top of heaven, trying to spot out more players. He takes down the spike carrier. 10 seconds. DRX, they've got to go. They've got to pick it up and plant it down just quick. They should have enough time. This is also time for something to try to creep through. Still has to saturate as well. Worries about the top of heaven. Shoulder gets spotted by Hyunmin, who now picks up the hat trick. Mako to end it. DRX take the lead.
And you know that's going to be a rager for PRX. They are not going to be happy with how that one was played out. You drop the spike, there's not a lot of time, but the rest of your boys, they're on the wrong side of the map at the moment. Not exactly happy with the defenses on that one. And yes, something will take out Bane in that rotation. but you lost the way you needed to hold yourselves on that B site. Some good utility, blinding out on the back of site, getting the freebies for Hyunmin.
Oh, mulai gebrak meja, baby.
If you've got Hyunmin starting to activate on this attacking side, it's what you need for DRX as well. You need the quote support cast to facilitate him into these sites, get those kills, get that space on this single duelist line, and play that post. Play
Tapi
the
bukan
protector
PRX kalau emang tidak kalah
Take the further
dulu,
space
bro.
if you need to as well. Because if you are trying to go a little bit quicker, which we're not really expecting for DRX, there's going to be a lot of utility power for PRX. So the fact that they are going to be playing the slower style, drawing out a lot of the utility, is really going to work favor for them. PRX have to be adapting now with that.
That's why this timeout was called. I do worry for Alex's blood pressure.
Dikasih siapa?
Ting pada
see some
sakit
adjustments
gini, bro.
coming through for the upcoming rounds. Otherwise, DRX continuing with the same pace, same style. Might be worrisome for PRX as it goes on.
Kata gue juga yang minggu ini sakit. Dijamin 5 tahun lagi dapat 5M.
Weapon for this position, but he already has the
Amin, Dot. Amin.
Kecuali dibikin-bikin, nah 5 tahun kemudian dia wadah.
Rounds. All the big numbers to try to send us to a map 3 in this elimination series between the two big RX teams. Spots out just a bit. Nothing to
monitornya. Oh enggak sih, Bang? Enggak. Ini monitor yang ini gelap emang.
Waltz down mid for PRX now.
Backlight, coba.
Just the pistols gotta take some cheesy angles. Some cheeky fights.
Iklan.
DRX are just not going to give it to them at the moment.
Back in a flash.
Getting a bit closer towards some of these ults for DRX as well. If you can cycle them online for the next gun round or two, it'd certainly be a way that you can tick some boxes to try and close this map. Seeing nothing in mid though, PRX gonna waltz over towards this B site now, and it is the right
Kenapa facecamnya beda nggak biasanya SD Mas? Ini pakai facecam Discord ya.
Some of these players unfortunately aren't quite able to react in time. It's Envy and Jing though. Not too bad, but still continuing to swing, trying to catch him on the choke. PRX starts to get choked out as well. Reasserting himself into the site. Just something around the corner. And that will be that. DRX continue on with the rounds, but also taking losses.
I mean, they had enough money, right? It's a 4-0 start yet again on the half. So the cash isn't too bad. They have enough to splash in the next couple of rounds as well. The onus is really on PRX to mount some defenses and mount some good decisions and shots. And this sort of execute in towards B when you've got the waylays on this map. The pathing is generally the same under the hut, right? It was the change that I did like from PRX, I believe it was against GE, where they changed the path around the back of the site. We saw that earlier on for Hyunmin too, so having the adaptability to change that pathing and catch your opponents off guard is going to be quite paramount for Hyunmin in my mind. This round, you still got access to that convergent pass, which you would assume can make things a little bit easier to get into this B side, especially if you're going for your practiced set executes in a round such as this.
In DRX fame as well.
Gue PRX menang di round ini ya.
Towards the link area, but at the same time, PRX continues to just flood back in, off of the run it back. Jing onto the rifle, spams into the choke, the snake bite catching onto a player as well. DRX now licking their wounds.
You've locked him out of the site, but no one is watching to the tower at the moment. Marco has snuck in here, something that he loves doing on the middle of Haven, for example. Loves TPing into that B site. No one is just wise here. How much can he get away with? 1, 2, he knows where Tobias as well. This is a 5 versus 3. I talked about it earlier when PRX are in the 5 versus 3s and it gets pulled away from them. So for something to find that kill onto Hyunmin to make it an equal state, PRX are looking to save face in this round.
Oh, masih berdua.
Speeds through.
Satu lo ya, 2 lawan 2.
As well.
Sets
up the smoke to block off Heaven, but really want to watch out for the back of elbow. And Marco is forsaken, able to find the ready exchange, and PRX move up to an 8th.
I didn't get a good rate on that one for the exchange, unfortunately, though. Just Forsaken and the money. I mean, it's still problematic for PRX as well, with just the one surviving. So they get through that round. They have to challenge massively again against what DRX has been able to save and survive with. You can see a result in the form of the shields coming into this next round. I wouldn't have minded seeing an adjustment from DRX on that execute as well when you're lobbing all this Fade Util in to second layer the C's over, because the trail gets the track in towards any link players. That was the execute that we saw the other day on this map that I really liked, that slight little change up of where that C's is placed. It actually does such good work. DRX still getting that one a mighty fight to try and bring it back.
Coach udah gagal ya.
Yes, bisa gue paling jauh.
Soon enough as well. PRX though.
If there was any player who wanted to drop first free of charge, it would be Hyunmin.
Still don't want to count the rest out.
Oh, Forsaken might get caught.
Timing tai.
Just playing close to it. Unfortunately, Jing will have to take the fall.
Yep. Caught sleeping a little bit there. Forsaken does get the trade. In amongst the smoke realm, gets another one on the Bane as well. This one is starting to crumble a little bit at the moment for DRX. Just Hermes. And he's locked in.
Wanting to go for that strike. The shot's not quite connecting for Forsaken.
This is double. Envy is really low. Hermes has flash, has fragment. An ult if he wants to use it. It would technically reveal his position on the pulses. He'll dodge the Nightfall as well. He finds the timing onto Dubai. This is so winnable for the new recruit to DRX.
Dia greedy banget ya.
Menang tapi menang ini
corners. Low HP as well.
Oh Pak, 21 Pak.
Hermes just waits for the right opportune time.
Dulu.
What's this Envy gonna do? The hot scent, positions revealed, the 0 point coming through as well. He still can't get onto the spike. Taps onto it though. And all Hermes needs is one shot, maybe not even, just waiting out the time. Envy can't get it his way. Gets the kill at the end, but does he have it? I don't think so.
No.
10-8.
That is such sensational work for Hermes. It's a bit bittersweet at the end that he doesn't get the kill for the 4K there. But what a great Red Bull clutch to come through from him. Finding the right angles, the right timing, and the shots to come out from the Guardian. Mate, I think that gun is absolutely gorgeous for him, by the way. He has just done such destruction on that gun. He plays the end perfectly as well with the fragment timing that Envy cannot stick in towards that one for. Or rather, it was a Phantom, never mind. I thought it was Guardian. He has done get lost in the mix. It was Envy, the one with the Guardian. Anyways, it doesn't matter at the end. Hermes comes out with a mighty clutch. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this one as well. You've lost your guns yet again for PRX. It might be 11 at DRX, and I look towards some win conditions for them, Quack. They have a lot of ultimates that you kind of almost just hope that they hold on for that next round.
The same
time, ada crosshairnya.
Kata gua PRX sulit. Sulit banget di map ini.
Crosshairs, or setting up crosshairs of their own.
Masih bisa.
5 lawan 4.
Possible weapon picked up.
Jason.
Forsaken into the smoke with a shorty though. Gets taken down, but not before dragging Hyunmin through the mud. Convergent path sent into sight.
Well, same as an L command as well, so this does start to become a bit of an expensive round for DRX. If they can dislodge freeing, that's going to be great as well. An upgrade of weapons that they can kill for.
Great, good
trade. 2 gun, 1 low ya, Hyunminnya.
Upgrades that mean so much for PRX right now to keep themselves in the map. Possibly close it out 2-0. Hyunmin not allowing for any of that nonsense to happen. Holds the angle, outlaw in hand. Flashes through. It's fully expected. DRX just managed to tuck away from it. The Hunts get sent back as well. And now PRX starts to feel the heat. Onto the spike, he sticks it. Jing, it's something. But lo and behold, Hermes has flecked all the way through.
His eyes are on the prize in that round at the moment, Hermes. He doesn't care about the kills, he cares about the round. The team gets down and dirty into the fights on the back of that Haunt reveal. And he catches something in transition, trying to play for the time where the spike is already half defused, trying to play for the tap perhaps. Lots of damage that PRX throw in towards this round, but really DRX, they are holding on at the end. Costly, as I say, from the ults they invest, but necessary. What wasn't in my mind was a convergent pass from something thrown over to the elbow. And they don't immediately try to aggro behind it. This time, though, they change things up, going for the A main space. Might even lose it to Freeing.
Apa enggak?
Especially with the way that he's able to swing all the way through. Unfortunately, though, gets caught, and it's Hyunmin who goes down.
And they'll see that there's some extra bodies here. Something gets the kill. They saw Forsaken's TP. They see that Jing gets the orb as well. You know it's a stacked side on A, and incentivizes you as DRX to flip the map over to B perhaps, but you've already got that micro rotation from Envy. That is a very ambitious mid-peak from something. Not needed in my mind.
Latihan doang.
And it doesn't pay off either, so
Dites
down to a
doang
slight
paling.
reset.
And now, because of that as well,
Yang
you
bagian
know he's
bridge
going
ya.
for it to see if they're there, to see if they might already be up towards the guts of mid.
Yang
They
enggak
go
lah.
patient
Latihan tuh enggak.
DRX, and Marco capitalizes. You lost map control as PRX. You had to go and find something, and you find death. Now Forsaken and Jing for a 2 versus 4. They are here early.
Enggak bercanda.
Perhaps a slight opportunity. Nope, not anymore. Not with the pit coming in.
Yeah, the flank for Jing. It's just Forsaken that was here earlier because he uses from the shadows to get over very quick. You've already got this flank, this rotation expected being held by Mr. Marco.
Ya, di sini udah kepres sih.
Continuing to try to cut off the reinforcements. It's just Forsaken now. Might have slipped through, but oh, look at all the spams, the suppressive fire. It's down to Marco for the quad kill at the end of the round for DRX to get up to map point.
Yeah, good work, sir. Well done, Marco, there. Some great patience in the way that he collects those kills over at B, knowing that when they find something in towards mid, PRX are going to have to try and find some space elsewhere around the map. He catches them lacking.
Namanya kalau nggak salah.
It's very different now for PRX, where we see in that previous series against GE, as I mentioned earlier, right, showing a lot of discipline on that defensive side, holding the choke points and not overpeaking. This time they roll back in towards something that we've seen be problematic for them a lot during this kickoff.
What the hell, indeed.
Risks not needing to be seen. No reward either. 4 map points now that PRX have to try and come back with. DRX have put themselves in a great position right now on their map pick.
Perfectly poised to send us to a third.
Jujur aku merana kan kalau kayak gini.
And in place, PRX try. Oh no, but look at Hyunmin.
He has purchased the perfect weapon for this situation. Every single person on PRX's side had less armor, not full. It's regen or it's light.
The judges
Yeah,
quite nervous, Komodo.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about a great judge character though in this round for Hyunmin. Gets the outlaw kill, gets the orb, has convergent paths, and with a lot of time still on this clock for DRX, they have their choice on where they want to end. It most likely still will be towards A, perhaps in a split, unless they want to go towards a B position where Marco can TP over a little bit later on. That's not how you want to throw curveballs, unfortunately for Jing. So to A we do go.
Like fake flash as well to try to keep Jing invested, but still pressure is on into the A site. Jing has arrived, sets up the blaze wall to try to slow things down, but it's not going to happen. Still though, with the convergent pass anyway, it's Forsaken onto the judge. Unbeknownst to him though, it's the pincer maneuver all the way from the other side, and that's exactly where DRX plant their flag onto the site. It's just a buy left. He's got a guardian.
Kalau PRX ini kalah, pulang
this
ya.
is
Ini kalau kalah, pulang
so
guys.
not quite possible.
Paling
We're
dia
gonna hold on to our
mampir 3-nya dulu
seats
ntar lah.
because DRX says no clean sweeps today. We're going to a map 3.
Just what a destructive half to come out from DRX. On that attacking side as well, very convincing. A different look to PRX as well, right? Where we're seeing a lot of good decisions from them on that defensive side in the last series for GE on this very club, and they just don't play it the same way. I don't know if it's overplaying
Kayaknya
what they
Breeze
thought
juga
they
bakal
had.
dirombak deh.
It's just a lot of wrong-timed decisions from PRX's side,
Mungkin
but that's not even
berak dulu
the
ya
be-all and
teman-teman.
end-all of it. DRX made such great decisions, but you kind of also can't even fault PRX trying to feel like they need to get back in towards these rounds and falling back onto what has worked for them, what they love to do. They love to fight together as a unit, go for these plays. DRX so just very happy to have those happen, to have that come their way.
Kok jadi gini fast camnya sih?
You can see why Corrode has been a bit of a happy play for them right now.
Siapa?
And you see it in a lot of these rounds. I mean, think to Hermes and how he's managed to clutch up, how he's managed to be that immaculate team player for the DRX squad.
Legitimately, it was a team player for the whole time on this map for DRX as well, right? Where you've got Bane's leadership coming in towards this squad, moving them around the map.
Jan ini nggak ikut Delta ya?
Hermes is going on a bit of a frag mission as well, but finding the right timing on the 0 points, some good flashes as well. Freeing, he has such a difficult task to do on the defensive side as well as that Viper, where a lot of it he is playing by himself. There were some slip-ups that PRX capitalized upon, don't get me wrong, but ultimately did his job. I'm just going to keep rambling through. Hyunmin, great kills coming out. Marco as well. Timing, assistance, frags, multis, gorgeous. DRX really stood up on this map to send us into the third breeze to see who will be eliminated. Now, Analyst, what do you guys think?
Oh, we are going into Breeze. It is going to be a map 3, and I don't know why I was so naive to think like, oh, PRX is probably going to take this map. We're going to have a 2-0. Of course not. This is the RX Derby. It's going all the way into 3 maps. 13-8 is the scoreline. But again, every single round was really, really close, and we had some amazing individual plays within each and every round.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like PRX in that first half were the much better team. They got it to 7-5 after losing Pistol and Bonus. They were definitely up strategically. Then the half flips, they lose yet another Pistol and Bonus and cannot find a foothold in this powerful DRX attack. Great composure by DRX to really stay calm, bring this map back, ultimately, you know, get this map pick, and now they're taking it all the way to Breeze.
Yeah, I thought it could have been similar to the first map, honestly. Like, realistically, if that Hermes clutch doesn't come through, I could have seen PRX get going a lot more on their defensive side, but this was really the tale of 2 attacking halves. Great recovery from Marco after a very poor performance there on Haven. He was very much here to play, whereas Devi goes missing a little bit more when he's not on the chamber, and that's what you often get in this series. It's like individually, you have different players step into the limelight for either squad, depending on what map it is and their level of comfortability. Both of the Waylays having very, very good games, and I think that's going to be transformative for PRX going forward. If something gets comfortable on the Waylay and Agent that he's only just started playing in officials, that could really open up a lot more double duelist looks for PRX.
Yeah, for sure. It's looking very, very exciting for Something and the rest of PRX indeed. But going back into this match, there were a lot of those moments that you just felt like PRX should have had this round.
Cuman yang jadi smoke-nya siapa?
Comeback, but like as we saw, Something was able to put up a
for
really,
second
really good performance. We're seeing some of his highlights here right now.
I mean, we want to talk about both the Waylays. Both Something and Hyunmin, I felt like had very, very strong games. Of course, Something topping the server in terms of kills. This clutch especially really managing to keep that momentum going in that first half. And I mean, I think when you have the head-to-head like this, it's very easy to compare the two on this kind of Waylay. But ultimately, despite Something's power in the server getting these kills, he can't get his team across the line because Hyunmin is a much more team-focused Waylay, I would say, and he really does lead them forward in these rounds.
I mean, both of them had better performances actually on the attacking side, and we often say that, especially on the attacking side, it can be really hard to get going on the Waylay. Yeah, this execute was gorgeous from DRX. I mean, if you go back and you watch their last game on Corrode again on Full Sense, they were playing a lot of like that initial wave of util to be able to get control of the mains. They did do that this game, but they actually shoved up mid a whole lot more on the game against Full Sense. This time, they would often throw that first wave of initiating util, and then like you said in that round that you were talking about, they would just contact one of the mains and then kick off an execute, which is not something that they showed very much against Full Sense. So they really did change up their approach on the attacking side, and this is another example of just how adaptable DRX can be game to game.
Yeah, they have such great scripting as well. When they go into that site, they have multiple looks, multiple ways to take each site, and it really does enable Hyunmin to be best on that way.
Well, we've always
nih guys, mau lihat gak Legonya segede apa guys?
Infinite protocols. They are just so well rehearsed, as you mentioned. They have an amazing playbook and amazing coaching staff as well. So it's no wonder that Hermes has been able to fit into this roster so well, and you see how his performance, how his teammates push him to this kind of performance that we have here.
I mean, this clutch is really the thing that gets this game across the line. Forsaken has a bit of a whiff opens it up, he baits out that ult, dodges it, and plays so well for time here. This guy does not look like a rookie when he's pulling off clutches like this, and ultimately this is a massive swing round. Forces PRX down onto that eco.
Bukan ini deh yang kakak mau maunya yang rumah Vecna.
1 versus 3.
Yeah, if you look at this graphic as well, worth highlighting, it's been a while since DRX have played Breeze. That we'll see as the third map. Actually, PRX has played it more so recently than DRX had, and this was the game where Hyunmin went completely missing for DRX, and they still managed to win. So I feel like now Hyunmin's back in form. This is going to be a different looking DRX on this map, and interestingly enough, if both teams stick to the comps they last played, we might actually get a mirror here, and it might be a Hyunmin versus Jingjet. I expect PRX to change. Honestly, I wouldn't even be that surprised if DRX changed.
Kemarin Teh Putri nemu waktu pas di Thailand.
On the Jet, I think that this man's going to be showing a different level of form compared to this first game.
Oh, absolutely. We saw that, we knew that in the first game, Hyunmin was not feeling like himself. So I feel like now that DRX has like managed to heat up, really synergize, we're going to be seeing a different story. But my question for DRX is if they're going to be applying that double initiator that they have been really committing to on Breeze.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, this is a map that we've not seen them change on yet, but I do think there's worlds where you can make it work. I think there are good second initiators on that map if you choose to do it, even though it doesn't make as much sense as some of the other maps.
I feel like double duelist and double controller is much better on this map than double init. Like double init feels like a little bit of a thing of the past when like Sova KO was meta. That's what kind of the combo that you might see.
I would expect Sova KO if they do make the change, but I don't think they need to on Breeze because of the size and kind of scale of that map. It's more PRX that I want to see make a change. They came into kickoff debuting Brimstone on the Breeze. They got a win, and then we saw them swap away, standardize the combo a little more to what we're seeing from these other teams, and they're yet to win with this new composition. In my mind, take it back to that Brimstone, throw in another mix-up here. This is your last chance, so you don't want to go out without a fight, if you're asking me here. So I think PRX, they're a team that, you know, have always been able to change, always been able to try new things, but I'm a little bit worried about if they come in with a mirror here.
Yeah, absolutely. Last chance for both of these teams. This is the third map, and this is an elimination match. The only match we have today. So both of these teams, they have to give it their all. It's a bit of a handshake in our first two maps, as we saw. PRX takes one, DRX took the previous one, but now it all comes ahead here on Breeze. So I think if both teams are going to mix something up to throw the other one off, why not?
Dulu ya. Lu berapa dos? Nah ini kalau mau biar fair nih dari sekarang.
I feel like if you played the same comp twice, especially for an adaptable team like PRX, and it's not worked, then I think it's time to bring a change, and I think that they're skilled enough to be able to do that.
You know they're watching you.
Anjing itu gua.
You know they're reading every single move. They studied you.
Exactly. So I mean, it's do you go back to that Brimstone, because I quite liked it on the map. I feel like it gives you so much punch, especially around B. So I would love to see them lean back into that, but I'm just not sure if they will.
I'm feeling pretty safe for DRX, honestly. Like I felt like even in the wins, PRX doesn't look super convincing on this map. For me, DRX, I feel like Hyunmin had one of his worst games I've seen in Pacific, and they still won on this map, and I think they've got a lot more legs in them. So I think DRX is feeling very confident they can take this series, and for that reason, especially watching the last two games, the win and the loss for PRX, I'm expecting them to make some kind of a change here, and that's got to work for them, or they're probably going to lose this series.
Yeah, I feel like PRX just have so much more unforced mistakes. You know, it's like it's their own undoing. Wherein like each round when they lose it, like it's probably somebody's just not peeking that corner, or somebody's just not looking here. Whereas for DRX, I feel like they just have those kinds of things covered a lot more. So it's just tiny mistakes for PRX, but PRX
mereka belajar dari kesalahan.
Nice,
something good. For second Yoru, let's
go. Just briefly, DRX, not really too many changes. Their attacking side was great against Full Sense, so we can see a little bit more depth on this defense. If Hyunmin can get going, gets the op in his hands, or maybe even Hermes to make a few more plays than on the KO Viper, this could go well for them.
Yeah, PRX are making a change. We're seeing them move away from Astra to this Omen, but more importantly, it's the personnel change. Jing is the one on the Omen. The Joman is back. Something is on the Jet, and that's the guy you want on this agent, if you ask me. And Forsaken will be taking that second duelist of the Yoru. I like this a lot more for PRX. Much happier with this. I think we got a map for it.
I think this is going to be interesting as well. If something starts getting Waylay and Forsaken looks good on the Yoru, I think this could open up a lot more comp options for PRX if they can even survive this series.
Yeah, this is looking exciting indeed. You're having something a bit more classic come out from PRX and the Showman out as well. But can DRX close this out? Who is it going to go to? Is it going to go to PRX or is it going to go to DRX in this elimination match? Tossing it over to our casters, Komodo and Quack.
Oh my goodness, we got the Joman, we got something on the jet. This is tournament life on the line. This is Master Santiago on the line. PRX, DRX, Komodo, what do you got?
Following along with what Pilsky said, I think it does give PRX more options, but how much depth are they going to have if they lose this year? Because then they have to reset for stage 1 where we might see changes come in across the board. Now PRX on these changes, playing the Vitality comp right now, we'll see how they're going to fare with it, because this is also for kickoff Forsaken's first duelist and Jing's first non-duelist. So we're really changing it up technically and stylistically for individuals that Big Time was saying coming in towards this one. What we're not changing though is pace. PRX straight with the runners on in towards the safe side.
As always, DRX bringing that stability as well, so nothing too much change on their side. Even positionally, Mako off to the back of Orange, unfortunately, shut down by Forsaken, but here comes Hyunmin. Sheriff right on through, alongside Hermes, and instantly it's 1-1.
Yeah, the pistol over towards DRX as well, so it's going to be 3-2 in their favor.
Ketika emang udah dapat side, mereka
How far are they going to be able to snowball with this one as well, right? Last map, for those that might have missed it, in the very beginning, a 4-0 start for DRX on both sides. Both bonuses going their way, leading into some stellar opportunities for them to close that map. 13-8. So getting the pistol in this one is going to be bringing bold confidence for them. Hyunmin already as well, hitting them shots, getting up the Marshall. See what he's going to be able to capitalize upon, as he is at the right location for some good old frags.
Spamming those shots all the way through, but looks
towards something in mid.
Unfortunately taken down by Hermes.
Just the pistols. And how much stock do we put in them for PRX, right? What are they going to be able to do?
13-3 ya.
Everything we've seen.
Penurun.
This series?
Oh my god, you might be, well, right, technically. Close to it. There were some rounds where they did have half buys, but right now though, doesn't look like this is going to amount to much.
I wouldn't expect so, unless there's some timing that Forsaken can find. As he has loaned himself over at the A site. I see the Yoro and I think to myself it's something, but it's not. It's how long it's been since we've seen him on a tool list.
Forsaken lihat dia sabar banget nge-stay di situ.
Managed to go up middle, trying to re-peek back in. Hyunmin's still there.
Yeah, not
the player you want to be walking towards the crosshairs of for sure right now, and he's just farming up a storm. Look for the 4K that Hermes may very well steal, spotting him out, which will be the case. The double duelists of DRX off to the races, and now we'll start to see a PRX to have what it takes on this attacking side of Breeze, a map that you feel like that they've been, I'll call it hit and miss on. It's not looked massively confident for PRX. I kind of agree with what Big Time was saying. If they wanted to do a slight change, bringing the Brimstone back as opposed to Astra, we'll see the depth of this series, what this current agent composition looks differently in. But the loss against T1, the loss against GE, they were not good-looking halves that we're seeing from PRX on the attack. The second one a bit better, but still not good.
Certainly not.
Nice.
Still though, now that they've got the guns, they're just kicking down the doors into the A site.
Yep.
Hermes and Hyunmin still! Not to mention the fact that now they're close to their ults. Hyunmin at the very least. PRX still trying to work around possible smokes. Devi has to bring the screens back up. Trying to get the spike down.
You're just playing from a deficit right now for PRX. A 4 versus 2 where you've got guns aplenty for DRX as well. You can get Bane on a line, he should be good for something. It's Hyunmin though. Oh, he's got two.
Sidestep. Bricks out the blades. Might not even be necessary. Just trying to smoke himself out of a hairy situation. But look at Hyunmin dancing around. He's on to the third. And then you've got stars to support. Devi slips back into the smoke to take down his opponent, but still has 2 more targets. Can he really hang on to his line for the spike? Not quite. Bane picks up the bonus for DRX.
Another bonus for them as well. That is so far 3 pistols in a row, 3 bonuses in a row. How much further are they going to get away with here before we require Alex and Wendler to have a chat with the guys? Those were not butter knives in that round from Hyunmin whatsoever. Those were sharp steak knives, and he's just delivered it straight through your chest. That is a very hurtful round for PRX.
Kunai. Throwing knives.
Well, they're throwing at him
Teori lu
sure
itu
right
ya,
now.
overhit ya.
You're absolutely right. I mean,
Terus headsetnya tuh mic ininya ketelan, mic yang ininya ketelan, nggak sengaja. Menurun.
Well, it was DRX having the choice to go to split or breeze, and you can definitely understand why they chose to go to breeze with what slop we've seen from PRX in the past couple of series. So we are really requiring more from the SEA side in this installment. For this current pistol round of theirs with the Sheriffs, Jing's going to get an upgrade, removing Hermes.
Kok nanti sekarang jam berapa ini?
Too bad for now. It does put DRX into a bit of a stalled state.
Udah.
Not budging too much around the map for DRX either. There is a
Nanti
gap
ya, Mam,
up through
katanya.
mid that you could technically see Forsaken try to find, but you don't feel too confident in going by yourself in that sort of situation. You're going to try and barrel roll your way towards this B-side.
Marilah
Hyunmin finds
pulang
Forsaken.
ke tempat
There's good timing on
asal.
the back of this util mark for PRX as well. They are just going to try and get in towards this site. Throw caution on the wind.
One hit ini mah bro.
Hyunmin tuh udah ngelakuin game sense dia gitu loh.
Okay, Hyunmin nearsighted. He still finds the
Udah
shot.
Dibebasin dia mau ngapain.
And then turns back around as well with more support around the site. PRX completely felled by Hyunmin.
And he'll see his teammate in freeing pick up 1,000 kills in VCT Pacific as well. For me, the layering was not as good as an onion in that one for PRX as well. Everyone into that B site there didn't really do it together. It was one after another, with the TP from Jing going up, with the dash coming in from something as well. There was a paranoia, but it was all very split and individual
Akhirnya
from the
dunia
squad
tahu
essentially to
siapa
get
Rex
on in.
yang
There was
asli.
dancing around the site, delivered nicely
Baru
from
sekali, bro.
DRX. Not really the good way for PRX to get in towards that site. And now we are going to see what they have with the big old weapons.
Tahu nararki kah?
And the boomstick.
Ini tahunnya Rarki sih, fix.
Blindly push me, push me.
Kita
Alright,
di
smoke for
Cok.
There's smoke on the way.
Gua ini.
Nice. Go, boys. I'm gonna join. You don't need to wait for the double door.
Communicating on for it, but still not quite aware that Hyunmin could be online with an operator. They go breaking into
Dia
Cave.
tuh anjing
It's
agresif
Envy
gila.
who takes down a kill against Mako.
Well, 5 versus 3. You cannot falter in this one, PRX. You've got your advantages, though. Rotation's already here for DRX of 2. The operator, an orange, and a peek out from Bane, shut down.
Tapi Hyunmin masih hidup.
Oh, nice.
Shots flying by, positions now revealed.
Mampus lo OP-nya gak dapet ya.
PRX getting the spike down there in full control.
Mencap dia Allah.
Heard how they were calling for the smokes and pushes into A side off the
Flash
initial
mungkin.
kills, but
Sorry,
now
pop.
it's a question of whether or not DRX can actually hold on to their guns.
Yeah, there's a bit of a hunt starting to come down for PRX as well. It's not too favoured to remove these guns, to be honest with you, because they've got cash for days, so you want a bit of a premium on holding your own weapons for PRX here. They'll get on the board. They'll hold with 5 alive as well. Good recognition again to go through B early and remove Hermes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some adjustments for DRX in amongst mid for the next round, for a way potentially to get that operator onto a power line as well and try and find some good advantages for Hyunmin perhaps.
Still have
Jujur Hyunmin udah 13 dia bro sendiri bro.
Kills already. He's certainly
Whoa.
races on this third map here. A slow, steady start across the first 2 maps. If he continues on this trajectory, be on for a mass casualty affair, you'd assume.
Stay safe.
Do see Hermes intend to go back in towards middle.
Yeah, but this is the adjustment that I sort of talk about as well, right? Putting Bane there instead of over towards A. Get a little bit of a buddy system as well. You're not seeing anybody come up the elbow too hard just yet for PRX on the initial engagements as well. It's a bit of a stalemate. So we are definitely right now in the position, trying to wait and see what PRX's calling is going to look to be. If they can prod and poke over towards this B site, or if they want to go on the back of the dimensional drift starting to come on in. It brings out the TP from Hermes to get over here. And the doubling down with the Hunter's Fury as well, freeing Dead Rights.
Yeah, completely caught. Still though, Hermes around backside, goes for the flash, and something quick to respond. As soon as the doors get broken down, it's 2 players from DRX left alive.
And that's just an immediate save call as well. Marco yet to really see some fights in this map at the moment when we think to what we saw last time for DRX on this map of Breeze as well against Full Sense. Marco was the one kind of manhandling Full Sense with all of the kills in that one. Hyunmin and Hermes with the former being pretty much absent. So for Marco,
Hyunmin tuh
we'll see
tahu
a bit
dia
of a
bakal
turnaround a little bit
kemana dah.
in the next couple of rounds. Operator, away with you.
OP-nya lagi nggak kena nih.
Fix handal terus nih dia.
Live scenario for PRX here too.
Iya, Fix udah nggak pakai OP lagi nih. Nah, nanti kan dia udah miss terus nih pakai OP. Pas ke Vandal susah. Dah. Malam main kalau nggak bisa main dulu guys, malam ini guys.
1 foot in front of the other. Marco going to be holding onto the gun for the next round as well. Some solemn claps in the arena here.
Like right next to us.
I just saw him just before the flash came into play.
Something di flash gak ini
There's
ya.
always the thing about the way that PRX plays. You keep their speed, sometimes it works out, sometimes DRX catches on to it. Up to this round though,
Dia menoleh anjing bahasa
sights
Indo.
train towards middle. It's Mako possibly feeling the heat.
Oh, you got to cancel that one. As Marco going to try and do what he can around the site, ask for some assistance from Hyunmin with this operator. Rest of PRX trying to close the gaps around it. Forsaken does do exactly that. Doubling down. This is going woeful for DRX off the get-go. And it just feels like they're locked out again from this side.
Miss lagi anjing.
Penasaran dia.
Unbeatable spot. Hyunmin
terus
backed
jujur.
into his orange. He
peluru
wants
miss?
to get
4 ya?
away from it. Might be another save call already.
Yeah, you are just not getting back in towards this one in a 3 versus
Ternyata
5 when you've got
setara gua
PRX
Hyunmin
just
kalau OP anjing.
completely overwhelming the site. You would have had to see a world in which Marco or Bane found a kill before an untimely death.
Alah, DRX pakai OP, bro. Jadi
All the
nggak
lines take
overpick.
Forsaken right
PRX-nya.
between the pyramids.
Yeah. Certainly finding the right position.
Bertiga.
Put the pain on DRX because this is now going to translate into a 3 in a row.
Yap,
We start to wonder,
dapet dia
is
feel-nya.
this the moment on this attacking half
Ada
that
gol
PRX
sih,
have
Bang.
found
Oke,
the
ya.
way that they need to navigate things by themselves without needing Alex's intervention just yet, right? Because this is map 3. This is an elimination game. Your timeouts from
Dapat nih,
Termi from
penting.
Alex in this
Nice.
map need to be
Nice.
probably the most
Kasih makan
important
terus,
that we've seen
kasih
so
makan
far.
terus.
Freeing also loses his life at the tail
Something
end
memang
of
harus
that one
dikasih
as well.
makan
It's
dia
going
nih.
to be a rebuy for DRX into the next round and a
Ngomong nggak jauh
paused
sih dia ini
time
pakai
as
kacamata
well
lama.
that you would assume is from
Pelurunya ke
DRX,
sono.
not from PRX. Even though they're in the lead,
Iya,
they need a
kamu
chat.
lap-lap terus.
They've lost
Setiap hari.
In a row.
They've lost their momentum.
Nah jangan, terkait kakak tuh bang.
Because PRX has been just absolutely tearing through sights.
You know, if this was like what we've seen in the past from a couple of teams, this is the time where you have your bank built up a little bit, you get the Odin, you start spamming
Udah
over
mulai
it,
panik
you
dong
try to lock
dari
out your
sisi
opponents from
DRX-nya.
that, for example,
Udah timeout kayak gini.
or you're trying to do a bit of a mid
Fuck pak,
punch
sorry
as well.
banget ya. Aduh, OP nggak kena-kena. Eh.
Not seen that too much from DRX. We also haven't seen too much on a requirement for them
Si Hyunmin DRX.
on the defenses when Marco was really putting in the goods. Right now,
Hermes jago banget ya OP-nya.
definitely waiting on
Jago
that.
tuh dia
How are we lifting Marco up
underdog
as an
gitu loh, terus
individual on this
diambil.
one? How are we playing around his Viper util?
Udah
It's just
salah
being
ya.
disrespected time at a time.
Might not see it soon though. As you mentioned, this current round, it's a rebuy,
Tapi dia
light
mencoba.
shields, regen shields,
Oke,
nothing
masih
much
penasaran
to
dia,
do
Pak.
else from Mako.
We've got a lot of buys for PRX to come in fashion, which is going to be good for them to start to gain more rounds in a row, time and time again. How far can they run?
Same screen as well.
Jujur.
Now,
Tuh, lihat tolnya. Bener kan gua res gani 10.
Iya benar.
swap things around a little bit. You do
Bolnya
have
dia.
Hermes
Si
into
Doci.
A this time.
Yeah, Bane going to be the one to gallivant around mid with no exit strategy
Emang kita main,
either.
Dodge?
So he really would need to
Aduh.
plant his feet if he wants to stay there.
Oh, yang lu masih di rumah gua ya?
So where
Ya yang lu nanya,
where
where gimana, Dot?
PRX chooses the right spot.
Oh iya ya.
Generally,
Back into B.
generally over to this B side as well, you're seeing the TP to an elevated ladder spot, and you're seeing the dash on in. It's not going to happen this time. Well, the dash is, but no TP. Bane puts himself in the right spot, but gets droned out. That's a bit of an awkward one for him, and freeing as well.
Udah ngewet gitu mah udah.
Starts to become a bit of an issue for DRX.
Dikasih makan satu sih.
Again, feeling quite overwhelmed. Despite the shot from Hyunmin in response, he still has to back off, save it again.
You're just locked out of this one, aren't you, Heya? Ill timing for Bane as well, caught in the drone when the execute comes through from PRX. It's a 2 versus 4, where you lose your smokes as well, right? Yes, you do have your toxic, your poison orb rather, at the front choke of the B side, but you can't even really use that for Marco because it's such an open site, and you're just at a disadvantageous position with the numbers that you have here. You have to go for the save, and now it really is a position for DRX that they are running away with their tail between their legs.
You would think the upcoming round, they can't really afford too much either.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, PRX round to round, the anticipation is phenomenal.
Nah itu balik gol. Lihat
at least
dia.
for Hyunmin and Marco, they will hold on to the weapons for the next round. But what are the adaptations going to start to look like on this defensive side at the moment? You've got that drift for Hermes. Are you using it off the rip to try and get away, get an advantage with a freebie to start things off? Or are you holding on to it for the proper big buy rounds a little bit later on? See what you can get in your hands for this current round, which is going to be the force up. Some light shields and a guardian for Bane, one away from the Hunter's Fury. If you're getting that's good, if Hyunmin gets the blades online, juggle some things as well perhaps. But this is a very, very crucial round for DRX for their defenses. Bring a bit of stability in their pockets.
Hermes, Mako,
Bab,
possibly
anjing yang
Hyunmin as
nembak yang
well,
belakang,
top
Cok.
bridge.
I like the shot onto that cone as well from Orange.
Would scare PRX potentially, but look at how they just continue to barrel through.
And they still clear all of these angles too.
Bane at least being able to trade right back, but now the
Kita
site in
fokus ke OP-nya
control for
mereka jadi
PRX, continuing to pepper flashes though, and the Hunter's Fury. DRX trying to put some pressure against Hyunmin, and it works great. Hyunmin finds the angles necessary, and freeing now shows up from the back of middle. It's just in B left. He's trying to tap his way through. Finds the first shot.
Bro,
goes for a slight tap on the spike as well, but off to the 90-degree angle. Slightly revealed. He continues to jiggle back and forth around. Plays around his opponent's Cloudburst. Takes down Bane. And slowly continuing to isolate further angles.
Got the dart. Gonna be destroyed.
Not been revealed. But there's one more.
Not
entirely sure where he could spring out from. He's trying to bait them out into the open. DRX not biting. Starting to budge. He walks out into the open. Takes down Hyunmin. The angle, but freeing denies. DRX back in the lead.
I knew where freeing was in that moment in time because it was freeing the one, I believe, to destroy that dart. The question was, where was Hyunmin? He manages to find that one in an attempt of what? The 1 versus 4. Very cheeky to get the kill onto the operator as well in Bane's hands in that juggle affair. It's a round that was desperately needed for DRX. Not one found with an iron fist, however. Very loose handshake affair between the teammates on DRX's side. In a 4 versus 1 advantage position. But now you got to try and crack that egg again, don't you? PRX, another buy here. Very pacey again in towards this A site that Hermes is going to try and shut down with Hyunmin.
Pathing this time. Somewhat red. Off the different angles and also dimensional drift into cave.
Yeah, he's going to exit the ult as well. He does technically have a 1 versus 1, but he doesn't know that Devi is still playing in towards the back lanes. Just behind him, Devi is going to take the Outlaw shot and get rid of it. So it's advantage no longer for DRX for numbers.
Hunter's Fury then comes out, but look at Mako, ready as ever. Takes down another player, but then Jing into the corner. Tries to track on the Hyunmin, but dancing all across midair. Makes it a tough target to hit. The second kill, but not a third. On towards the a kill unfortunate, but at least Bane came up from behind. DRX onto a 6.
Oh, that could have been so awkward and so problematic for DRX. Freeing gets caught trying to place a star. He's lucky enough that Bane doesn't miss the shot in that moment in time, because imagine a world where the timing gets the better of you there and you lose the round. That would have felt so bad deep in your stomach. As Hyunmin does what he does best with the blades as well. A good trade from Bane. Oh, but my oh my.
Timeout.
These rounds are starting to get very weird, very strange. Timeout invested for
Panik dong,
PRX.
PRX kalau udah tembak
They
gini.
try to chase an equal scoreline at the half.
Kamu
That would help them out a lot.
Ku
You think how they
mas
might play their composition on the defense.
titik yang sama.
Have to wait and see. Pistol rounds got a little bit sore for them, so you know regardless of halftime scoreline, it's going to be the pistol needed. But there's still 2 more rifle rounds to play in this half right now. Hyunmin, well, doesn't have access to the blades. You can assume that he's still going to have that operator in hand unless Hermes wants to be the one with the Yoru to hold that and change the approach for DRX on the defenses. But that's not going to be the case here. Hyunmin with the op over towards B for a potential early B investment. Which is going to be a different look to DRX we've not seen just yet. So
Udah, bosan kakak. Oh, pengen pakai
very
keycaps lain.
careful. There's been some timing found from him pushing up through the elbow, so it's a very
Nggak
informational charge
ngaruh,
play for
keycaps tuh
DRX.
nggak ngaruh.
And he's going to
Feel-nya.
get away with that one, but not with his life.
Duh,
Passes the first
ini
problem
deh
of that op,
jadi kalah.
loses to Hermes.
Lost one of those smokes. We even spent the shrouded step to actually get across, but still not expecting a secondary layer. Now PRX still trying to find any lead in this round.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that the barrier drop call for them isn't to try and play
Woi, siapa tuh?
on the back of Forsaken,
Mei.
using the dimensional drift to facilitate the
Mei?
team to get on in and go for a bit of a pit play. It is going to be a potential latter
Mabuk.
scenario style for them right now as they sell a bit of a ruse over towards this A site with the smokes and the Yoro with the drone to come out from Envy as he gets inserted into the A site a little bit later on, and freeing could upset things over at this site here of B.
Done pretty
Agresif
good at
juga
dodging the flash
Forsaken ya.
for now. DRX
Ini
has
10
arrived
doang
on
sih
the
darahnya
site.
guys, aman banget.
We bank a lot onto the pit, and that's where Envy
Envy.
finally managed to show up. Mako gets taken down, but
Ay.
inside of the pit, spike plant denied. It's Hermes pushed all the way through. Something tries to hang back, but that's where he gets caught. And now it's Forsaken still circling around the pillar alongside Envy to try to hold on to the round. Jumps up off to the ledge, gets spotted by the head. Down to the 1v2.
Aduh.
Envy looks for a shock dart kill, but it's not going through just yet. Still needs to get the spike down because he's only got 10 seconds left. All around the pillar. He tries to hunt. He takes down one. It makes it a little bit more possible. Still though, spotted up by the top of the boxes.
Jadi
It's
monyet dia tiba-tiba, bro.
DRX continuing to extend this lead.
Last round in the
That makes things very difficult around that B side as well when you lose Jing first and foremost, but then when the team starts to go on in, Envy, a checkbox for him, he finds Marco off yonder at the A site. That plan worked, but the rest of the plans around this B site did not. Hermes finds Defy in the pit, and that was kind of a lot of the be-all and end-all scenario for PRX. That pit was the play to get the plant, survive in, win the round. And it just becomes very awkward at the end there to try and get things back. The battles around the back of the side as well just looked extremely awkward. It looked like DRX was playing with their food, to be honest with you. As we move into the last round of the half right now, it is all 5 towards this B site for PRX.
Where you can still think there's still a
Cuma
chance that this
something.
goes
Aware dia mah
8-4.
nggak
Free
akan.
into the corner
Nggak
around
akan
the
dia mah.
smokes. Hermes taking down
Harus ada yang ke-scan
Forsaken
dulu.
as he TPs across.
Yep.
It's 3 players left surviving already for PRX.
And that TP position for Forsaken is so ambitious because it's the normal place that Yorus send TPs here, but you're generally backing that up with an Astra ultimate and a little bit of a pocket. They're not playing the Astra anymore, so it's a very risky TP into the open without the team to help you there. A missed op shot comes on through, but it's still a 2 versus 5 that PRX have to really try and dig deep to find.
Last round of the half anyway, you might as well go for it. A wild step in from Jing.
Wow.
Retrieves the spike and wants to set the smoke down to try to get a plant through. He actually tries to bait them out, but once again, DRX exercising discipline. Not to mention, look at the minimap. Mako all the way from behind.
I mean, if he finds one kill, he could technically ult over towards the A side of the map with this Omen.
Kejar yang City nggak sih?
But they're just not giving it to him. There's the recognition from DRX. They know that that's available. They know that's an avenue that they drop this round. So let him go for the plant. Let him try to work a 1 versus 3. Because remember, you do not win a 1 versus 3, you lose a 3 versus 1.
Bah.
That is not going to happen here for DRX. They will win that convincingly at
Masa
the
pulang
end.
sih PRX?
And that is going to be an 8-4 half that they will come away with.
Di Pasifik kali ini penentuan siapa sih Rex yang sesungguhnya dan
DRX
layak
never
untuk
loses. You would
masuk ke
hardly
berikutnya.
see them lose these.
Yep. You got to see a bit of Omen unfamiliarity in that moment for Jing as well when he swings out from the pillar and immediately brings out the dark cover. Feels like the mindset there is either dashing on the jet that you used to do or it's pulling out the curveball that you did on the Phoenix previously. It's just falling into a state of comfort because you play 2 maps as the Phoenix, you're going for a pick like that, you're thinking, I'll flash around the corner, oh, I'm playing Omen Smokes, wrong click, misclick, oh no.
Let's go.
Regardless, 4 to 4 to 4.
Halftime.
That's the way that these rounds have been gathered so far, and now we switch things up. A pistol desperately needed for PRX as they move on to the defensive side of this map. This half, folks, will determine who goes home and who will not have a chance to try and get into Masters Santiago. This is the elimination part of the bracket. This is the lower part of the triple elim format.
Still have more games to go, that's right.
Yeah, you got another game after this as well. The loser of T1 and DFM awaits the victor of this.
Do have at least a day break to kind of regroup yourself, but right now at least fighting for your life. Alex really feeling the pressure. PRX at least right now, 2 out of 5 pistols so far for the day. But we'll see as it all comes down to how this second half begins. Their defensive side.
And what reads do you have on the tape as well, right? We've not seen too much here from DRX, right? Just that game against Full Sense.
One game.
How much do you play in from that? On the flip side as well, a little bit more from PRX, right? 3 showings of it. Tendencies to be seen for DRX. This pistol round right now, PRX are going to the B side of the map.
They're actually pushing out alongside their screen.
They could find freeing, don't get me wrong. But then what?
Find them. Information found, and it's already DRX to swing off contact. At least something. Dive straight in against freeing. Envy as well shows up around middle. DRX suddenly alert.
Yeah, that was a much needed kill from him, but does he overplay his hand, right? It's a 3 versus 2 right now. You need to play to the high percentages as PRX. You've got the numbers. You'll play together holding each other's hand, going in for a re-clear of A main at the moment, but by the timing, Marco and Hermes, they can sneak into this A side as well, potentially get a bit of a backstab onto something if they wanted, or look elsewhere. Start to clear up through towards mid. They will manage to dodge PRX's location. Or will they? Marco putting around mid, waiting for the poisons. They'll come on up.
Got 40 seconds.
Enggak, tinggal face cam.
They're doing their due diligence to try and clear any cheeky position the PRX could play in, but by taking this merry stride, they are going to walk into a firing squad.
Might not look at the angle though. Turns around, Hermes finds a shot, but Envy as well.
Low.
A lot of support on the PRX side, because it's also Jing with the Ghost. It's Mako, 11 HP now. Sticks the spike for some extra credits. Whether or not he can survive is a whole other thing. He at least takes 1 more down with him. But otherwise, PRX with a pistol.
Yeah, very desperately needed. As Marco finds 1 more kill to the tally. He's gone very missing on this map at the moment. Bane is down there as well technically, but calling good on DRX's defensive side. Now it's time for everyone to try and step up to try and close this map, to try and get that victory. But for PRX as well, needing to also hit the shots, needing to make some very smart defensive decisions where we think quite questionable over on Corrode from map number 2 in this series. Some upgrades of the pistols for DRX here, some bandit plays for the duelists.
Sheriffs, Marshals, Guardians for inside of PRX.
Oh, Devi has the stinger and he could get technically overwhelmed at the moment. It depends on the pathing of DRX. He's trying to hold the way that he can. The pistols, they're looking pretty good for DRX, don't get me wrong. There's some kills here.
For DRX, that's right.
Envy as well.
Still continue to push through. They've picked up the stinger.
Yep.
Taking some damage from perhaps the Viper utility somewhat.
Oh, this is going to be down to timing as well for Envy, isn't it?
Oh, they're
He's
still
just
tossing
got
weapons
around.
Yeah, Envy can hear all of this, but as he swaps through, it's Mako getting the drop.
Oh, the timing on the drone as well is
Masa
going to
kalah,
be
anjing.
advised.
Ah!
Capitalize on that one. It is a second round
beda dua.
T-Quang for PRX.
Sorry, okay.
Technically does get close in numbers. 2 survive for the defensive side.
Slight investment from PRX as well.
And they're going to try their hand at seeing what they can do in this round as well, because you almost feel like you don't need the bonus, but you certainly would love to be able to find it.
Especially when you're down 8-4, yeah. Might not be able to find it now. You got Guardians, you got Phantoms. Well, one Phantom. Forsaken onto a Sheriff. They're looking to peek outside of B again.
Gak ada, Dek.
Jinx setting up for the flash. DRX hanging back. They've gotten all the information they need. Jinx sends it. PRX trying to get a go, but not quite finding too much. It's Envy.
How's he found that? He had a dart earlier on. Just absolutely wallbanged him.
Udah 60 udah ada.
Take a throwback to that location. Peaked all the time. And Autumn from GE expected it and one-tapped him to oblivion. It's a great opener on a Hyunmin though. Not going to do the heavy lifting for DRX at times as well. Now you can play a little bit further back. You've lost this space of mid. Envy still looking after things with a Hunter's Fury in store if required. But now getting a little bit overzealous and ambitious. It's rewarded.
Bagus. Map dia bilangin ini.
Slows things down for the side of DRX. Not to mention this judge on the other side.
Tunggu, baby.
It's uncharacteristic.
Penting gak keluaran dong.
They are playing super slow. And maybe they needed to at the moment as something just roars for 2. And Marco will be spotted in just a mere moment.
Okay. Still spots up the head by the end of the flash at least. Back into cave. Shot, but swings out wide Envy with the Guardian still. Those were all singular taps.
If there was ever a time for Envy to feel integrated in towards this roster right now, and you needed to have a bit of a proving moment, this was the time to do it, mate. He's just got him through. That's crazy.
Bonus picked up.
Bonus picked up indeed. Some upgrades of weapons as well. Envy is certainly stepping up here on the Sova for this map. But it's got to be full focus for PRX to continue, doesn't it? They're knocking on the door of DRX now. I said about that bonus, right? Gonna have a bit of an investment. You would absolutely love the bonus.
DRX sudah panik dong.
They're licking their lips that they managed to find it. Can't say the same for DRX right now, though.
Really would have to watch out for how PRX have themselves set up currently. It's always Envy top middle. They've died a couple times to it.
Itu tandanya membesar, iya nggak
Saw
apa-apa,
like that little set
normal.
play with Ching sending out Omen Flash down towards elbow on B side.
Apa yang besar?
Almost feels like it's back to the drawing board for DRX after this timeout, though. We'll see.
Kind of needs to be a little bit though, right? You're playing double duelist at the moment. You want to make sure that you're getting very oppressive, but you also need to make sure that you're getting set up nicely from the likes of banging on this Sova, that the timing for freeing on the Astra is going to look good for them. This is an uncharacteristic buy. This is going to be a window peak if you'd ever bloody seen one. And Devi, if you die, you should only laugh this off. Because if you don't, and you let this get the better of you...
Now I kind of want him to die.
Langsung mungkin?
5 marshals for DRX.
Hampir.
You hear 1 and you think that there's some slight investment. You hear 2 and you start to wonder what is happening. You hear 3 and then you assume that they've bought up a bit. So we'll see what does happen in the adjustment sphere for PRX right now. Forsaken tagged to 50. They're going to try and chip away at PRX's health little by little and give them some 1,000 cuts before death.
Aduh, awas itu ketinggalan anjing.
There we go. This is where it could happen.
Oh my god. Envy, there to save the day a little bit. You got a little toxic screen set up as well. Devi hungry for more though. To the top of the ledge, he finds a couple. And then here comes Forsaken, spinning back around. The Marshals won't do too much in this current round.
No, they get a kill on the back of Hermes. Some good headshots come out from that Marshal, but the other ones, just a little bit of damage. A tied scoreline now, and by pattern, 4 for DRX next?
Very possible.
Got to see what they're going to do, though, of course, as so far it has looked lacking on this attack side for them. And when you look towards what they did against Full Sense, it was the attack side that was 8-4. They started with 5 in a row on their attack. This time they've not been able to do so.
They smoke from me. Viper.
Johnny.
Maybe double door, guys. Double door. Split A, boy.
Double door is
I'm
big,
with
guys.
them. In jet already. Jet's inside. Jet's inside, boys.
Well, PRX know that they're inside the A side at the moment, but are they going to be able to contain them, or do they have to go for a bit of a retake? Hermes gets out of the drift at the wrong time. Something dispatches a Marco as well. This is what we saw from PRX work great on Haven. The flood before the plant. And they're looking to really cut the knees off DRX here again.
Freeing separated from Bane as well, not to mention.
Bane.
Wants to get the spike down, but you know he's just not safe. PRX hiding inside the smoke, and as soon as the curve falls, it's the end of the round. PRX take the lead and steal it away from DRX.
And they are limping at the moment. They are looking so soft right now, DRX. We need to see something better come in from them. They're not giving the fights with advantage. They are feeling the pressure. They are feeling like nothing is working on this attacking side at the moment. And permitted, they've had pistols, they've had the Marshal buy. This was your rifle round. This was the big round. Dimensional drift investment. You get in towards the site. But PRX recognize that and they take the fight early. Again, it's what we saw successful for them. It's what they didn't do on Corrode that I was waiting for. So it feels like in the interim, they figured out what they needed to do to get back in towards this one. But now DRX, we'll see if it's Groundhog Day in this A site again. They do get in to try and get that plant.
With a half buy, should say. Still though, PRX, same flood, same procedure. It's Forsaken this time off the blind sides. DRX tucked into the left side off the site. Got Bane in with Hunter's Fury and some other utility as well, but this might not be the round to deploy. He sends out the shock darts. PRX trying to get onto the spike, and they've got the smoke surrounded. Recon's through, Hermes down. It's just a fight.
Let's
go into cave. No survival for DRX. Solid recognition coming through.
PRX have 10. DRX are winless on this attacking side of theirs. They have no timeouts. Everything is being able to be dictated. Damn, what a shot. By PRX in this half right now. This feels like it is now PRX's map to lose. We need to see a very convincing decision and round come out from DRX right now. They have not been able to one-dimensionally get in towards the A side. They have to change it. Is this going to be what they need? The operator back in possession for Hyunmin. Hunter's Fury for Bane, the pit for Marco still. They can't really contend with A, you'd assume. Whoa! That is a great starting decision from Something and from Forsaken. Flash and op play on the line, removing Hyunmin, who's been sitting on 19 kills, by the way, for so long now.
Pit in from Devi as well. Flushes DRX clearly into the B side. Jing has the smoke set up. You got 3 players already hovering across from PRX's side. Just watching, waiting through the smoke. A couple suppressive shots into it. No chance. Everyone from DRX who was hiding around that smoke got turned into Swiss cheese.
Yep, they're just peppering them down little by little. Call them PRX at the moment. Marco and Freeing. Just absolutely gonna have to capitulate in this round. Forced to, as a matter of fact. They might not even survive at all. 5 alive for PRX. Marco by himself
to the corner.
Finds one, but with 5 HP, it's pretty darn difficult to hold on to this gun because you just throw caution around if you're PRX, or you throw a shotgun courtesy of Envy. Then there was 11 for PRX.
It's been 7 rounds in a row now for the Southeast Asians.
A case in point of a snowball affair.
DRX has not yet found an answer.
Yep, and we thought that the What, the Zeta game for DRX was one of the best highlights of a snowball in this game of Valorant that we know right now in current meta? This kind of feels worse.
Oh my goodness.
Or a better case, rather. DRX,
Ke atas gak
the
sih?
blades are out, and the drone first, but not spotting something. He's on the line, he's
Wow,
down.
wow,
How is he still alive? He's not. Okay, cut down to size. An advantage finally for DRX. This is probably the best chance they actually have, because no one is on this A site anymore for PRX.
I didn't
Ini
think to it.
bencana, Cok.
Why would DRX suddenly explode off into the
Wah,
A
awal
side?
kah?
You
Itu
have to
awal.
pin up. You have to pin right now. You need
Ingat guys,
all
awal
kills
adalah
time
akhir,
in this
akhir
round.
adalah awal.
Play in the distance game with the Hunter's Fury.
Into the pit as well. And you're right, Hunter's Fury is online. Setting up waiting for it as PRX tries to surround and get themselves into this territory that's been set up by Mako. He's got a frenzy as well, so this game plan completely clear. Hyunmin with the Blade Storm eliminates yet another, but there goes Jing, trying to work with what he can actually find. Still though, the hugest obstacle of this site, of this round,
Banyak sih.
it's just completely blocking PRX's path to success. Mako gets himself onto the board, and it's a thrifty for DRX.
Imagine if there was ever a time to step up though, right? It's before your opponents get to map point, series point in an elimination position. And you come online with that pit, with the way in. The blade's working for Hyunmin as well. Gets off 19, gets the kills. That was desperately needed for DRX.
Hold up. PRX bring out double off.
Yep.
13-9 siapa
Could
tadi?
actually play with their economy if they're not too careful, but Envy's fine, Devi's fine. See what they look to do. One through mid, one through elbow. The bailout strategy for Forsaken 2, don't forget.
Pakai aja, taruh di kamar mandi
If
aja.
you can block their lines of sight, makes the
Tapi dikasih
ops
10
a
dulu
little
di
bit
sini.
more risky to go for any ambitious peekings like this. Something.
Wah, gila apa itu?
Got to do his face plan impression packs. We all know how that went recently. Forsaken though, on to free.
Forsaken udah pakai OP, bro.
Fine first.
Lebih OP, Cok.
Will be the second
Itu
off,
berenang
something
gua
made
di
known. Jing tucked around the back of the pyramids on A site. He actually circles around trying to get ahead of
Emang
the
harus
wave.
ngelakuin apa
It's
yang mereka
Hyunmin.
suka.
Managed to spot him out. In with his shot at close range.
Ikutin Alex
Divides
banget.
up from the back of Force. Gets the information retrieved by his teammate and finds three. Hermes answers back. Pops off the flash, looks for a bit more, but gets shut down by his Yoru counterpart at the very end. It's PRX now at the cusp of closing out the series.
And those were some delicious kills to come in from Devi there for that 3K as well.
Gak ada duit ya
Just
DRX ya?
catching DRX through the choke of the A side. 3 series points now for PRX to not get eliminated, and for DRX it has got to be a damaging feeling right now that nothing has gone your way on this attacking side. Mate, the only round that you found so far was the thrifty with the pit.
And the Blades.
Uncle Dave marah-marah ini dia, bro.
We're our past kickoff champions.
Yeah, 2025 kickoff champions. Representatives at internationals aplenty.
Tahu dong.
Flown out. Forsaken just reads all of it. Sends a shot right through. Second! And off goes Mako as well, trying to play around the screen. Still has to watch out though, because opponents all around. PRX get themselves back into line. Something is sussed out.
Yep, you'll take that kill any day of the week.
Udah.
A 3 versus 3, you need to start to look for the plant to go down, as Bane has Hunter's Fury as well. You've still got freeing. What stars do you maybe still have available as well for that grab one? As Marco finds the 3K in the round, freeing finds Envy. Looking better for DRX to hold on to the line.
10 dulu, gak apa-apa.
Devi though, still in the game, but gets stuck on Daryl Freeing's position. Untenable. And there goes DRX, not backing down.
Apaan sih? Lu
Remember, there's
13.
timeout available for PRX as well, but you call that, you give an opportunity. Determined to have a chat.
Lu kan 13-7, Dodge.
Whoa. And my friends, the timer is paused.
Lu kan katanya 13-3 tadi yang kedua.
Iya.
I feel like this is not the friendly
Ya
pass.
enggak, udah dikunciang itu. Gagal, udah.
Screaming into their ears. It's 12-10.
Gua kalau masalah data
And a
tuh
single
kenapa?
mistake could cost them. A single mistake and we might go into OT.
Yeah. Okay, there's chatter. This is a friendly pause. We're all good.
Marah dia.
I'm saying that it's not a tech pause.
Mau dihabisin di sini nih.
That's where we're
Iya emang PRX.
But there's an opportunity now that you feel like was
That's good, guys.
desperately
That's good,
needed
guys.
for the side of DRX to have another chat to try and navigate a way to get these next 2 rounds to push us into overtime. This team that is notorious for a 5th, 6th finish position, if they're not getting to the international stages, DRX will not see themselves go out in 6th right now in this triple elim bracket. They want another chance at the international stage. My people.
I was just waiting for you to send that. Yeah. Love to see it. Fans from down under, but at the same time for PRX, both teams truly such storied
Ini kalau
players
remontada
all
something
throughout
ini
Pacific.
digambarin Alex sih.
The fact that they possibly have to get sent packing at the end of this series, at the end of this
Selalu
map.
ke A
This
ya.
is such a big round for DRX actually as well, because look at the economy of PRX. They could be in a Wheaton state of affairs in the next round. They'll have some guns, don't get me wrong, but not the whole kit and caboodle. But this is a big round for DRX.
Aduh, ada
Four
ulti
to the
lagi.
main. A drift on in for Hermes to scope everything out. Needs to come with an advantage here, you would assume, because by the
nice banget
timing
Davai
that
move-nya.
is slipped in for Divide.
Nice.
Shunmin.
He got ahead of the drift, and then the Hunter 3 gets pulled out as well. Envy fires back his bait. Fortune gets silenced. Still though, into sight, Mako's managed to take down his opponent. Now, they set themselves up.
Bang on for the plant as well. Jing to reposition to the back of A lobby. No one can hear this one. How long does Marco stay around? Jing spotted him, but doesn't reveal himself too early. Plays the trigger discipline right now as Jing scales up.
Nice.
Marco.
Now you get sent the paranoia into sight. Hermes has to back away from it. He's backed up by his teammate though, but they get surrounded by something. Jumping through with Forsaken onto the shorty.
Ada infi kalau.
Still stays alive.
Nice.
His teammate falls, and there goes something with the operative punch through. It's diabolical for PRX to end it in this fashion. 13-10. They surround the site. They plant their feet down and they send DRX home.
And it's backwards and forwards affair in the RX Derby recently as well. Last time at Champs, it was DRX that got the better of PRX, but this time it is the train conductors who may be doing another little run in the lower bracket. We'll have to see if that will continue. I'm very glad that this series got all 3 maps, of course. I think we all are as well, but it's always a bit of a solemn affair when we have to send one team home. And for today, that is DRX. They will not be having their chance at an international once more.
It's quite unfortunate to say. We've seen the performances, we've seen the improvements from DRX. Hermes stepping up to bat, especially
and it's early stages as well, right? It's kickoff when you had to really rebuild this roster at a very late stage in the mix as well, with what we see with Flashback happening for DRX stepping away. Who do we get? Hermes coming in, changing up the roles as well, right? From the Initiator on the KO, I think it looks gorgeous. From getting in this Yoru as well, there's a learning process into this Tier 1 atmosphere that I think really does look good for DRX. I think it's early, and they've got a lot that they can build upon as well. But from us, folks, it's a bit of a shorty one here. We're going to send it down to the stage for an interview with PRX.
And it is PRX claiming their victory over DRX tonight. Congratulations to PRX and something. Shall we? Please join me over here.